Oh shit, what the fuck? No, don't do that. You don't want that. Let's see. Damn it, gotta readjust my fucking model. Here we go. No. Damn it. There. Let's make it more bigger. Okay.
Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it.
Do it.
Do it, do it. Do it, do it, do it.
Oh.
Looks like you're trying to kiss people.
Trying to kiss people's ass.
I just watched you like fall completely face forward.
I know. Okay. My fucking hair is messing up on me. Shit.
Sorry, man.
Yeah,
Happened.
Zenny redid my crown to make it more shiny. I think it looks better.
Oh yeah, it doesn't look like it's like gray anymore. It actually looks
Yeah,
yellow.
Zentro was working on it.
You gotta hit the transparency.
Oh, right.
I got you back.
Alright. We're back in business. Hello, Melody. Pengu trip? Yeah. Index tripped me. Index tripped me. She's mad at me.
Yeah. I wanted him to fall on the knife, but he missed.
Knife? What knife?
He went and like went to the side, so the Penguinata missed the knife that I put down. I don't know. Doesn't want to die for me.
What fucking knife? What are you talking about? Hey, Dodo, how you doing, buddy? Welcome.
Hey, Dodo.
Welcome, Melody. Welcome, Dodo. Welcome, Ellie. Welcome, Index. Welcome, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? We all having a good night? We all having a real swell, sexy night? God damn it, I went out of bounds.
Hey, Siri. Start a
timer.
Oh, stopwatch. I need the stopwatch started.
Oh shit. Okay. Good thing I got plenty of water.
I'm starting the stopwatch just in case.
Ah. Oh, I love it when I break my back. Trying to get some water. Oh, it's fun times. Fun times, everybody. Thank you for the hydrate, Dodo. I'm hydrated. I'm heckin' hydrated.
I drink a little bit of my... What soda is this? Full flavor cream soda.
Son, winning are you? We haven't even started, Dodo. I can't win when we just start. Come on. You beat a game the second you start it, Dodo? Is that how it works?
But our chat can, especially if they give all of their points to the Penguinata pillow.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I told everybody about this, but there is a new challenge, community challenge, if y'all want to donate to it. You get some Nike art. Some heckin' Nike art. Yep.
There's some regular, not safe for work art too.
Yeah. If we don't meet the goal, I'll just post the safe for work version. And probably just make this Nike version for like sub only or something. We'll see. Not really having to clean the flowers in AC and air conditioning?
Animal Crossing, I think.
Oh, okay. And I just feel nervous? Why do you feel nervous? About cleaning flowers in Animal Crossing? Fumble! Welcome, buddy. Damn. Fumble did not waste any time donating to that.
Fumble can't waste time donating. He's gotta donate all.
Just straight up donating the max amount each time. I like it.
Every time. Donate the max. Every time.
Fumble is a penguin with a mission. With fucking mission. Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. How you doing today, Fumble? You doing well, I hope? Yeah, Fumble is another penguin VTuber if y'all want to watch him. He's pretty cool.
Got your back.
Pretty cool dude. Pretty cool penguin. Pretty chill penguin. Good, doing some painting. Oh, nice. What you painting there, buddy? No, there's just a person who's making me nervous at the current moment. Could be IRL, could be in stream. I won't tell. Oh. Oh dear. Oh dear. Is Index bullying you, Melody? Oof.
What are you painting, Bubble?
Paint these nuts. Get it? Did I use it right?
Yeah, maybe he's painting acorns.
These nuts. Get it? Did I use it? Did I use the joke right, or is that some? I don't know how the kids do it.
I'm gonna ignore you because it wasn't funny.
See, sometimes I think I'm out of touch, but then I'm like, no, it's children who are wrong.
It's the children who are wrong. It's true. It's true. It's the children that are wrong.
It's fucking these nuts.
I'm doing a thing for an event. Oh, that's super awesome. Oof. How was your day, Penguin Auto?
Work at fish factory. The last 2 days have been kind of shitty because they keep running out of work for us to do. Because shit keeps getting held up at the front of the assembly line. And I'm like at the end of the assembly line for the fish, and they keep not keeping up with us because I work too fast. So I'm too good.
I see.
Too
It's
fast
because you're very efficient.
Stop chatting. I want to win 5K. What you mean there, Ellie? Wait, I don't get it. You want to? Oh, yeah, the prediction. Oh, well. Shit. Well, just chatting.
It's because you're very efficient.
Just chatting takes. Basically, once people stop responding, is usually when we end just chatting. Or
I go for whenever you actually just put up Higurashi.
I have it running in the background. I'll share it
I'm too afraid to say. I fear they will actually threaten me. They have already
made me cease. I'll draw. Take this to DMs if you need to, Melody. Always take these kind of things to DMs. Serious matters. If you need to DM me, go ahead.
Have you heard Stream
DM Index.
Stream Cams sung like Les Miserables? Yes, I have. It's very funny.
Oh, I love Steam Hams. It's one of my favorite fucking memes. Oh my god. I want to get it. There's like a t-shirt I want to get of Steam Hams. That's fucking perfect. It's got fucking Skinner holding up a giant burger. Like those, what the hell was that burger chain called? Big Boys? Whatever the fuck it was? Boy Burger. What the fuck was that place called?
Big Boy Burgers is a different one, I think.
Where it's got the guy holding up the burger? Or is that a Simpsons thing? I forget. It's like where they got that guy holding up the giant burger.
I know you went to Krusty Burger in The Simpsons for Steam Ham.
Yeah. I don't know. There was a t-shirt with the cartoon of Skinner holding up the fucking burger, and it says Steamed Hams.
Steamed Hams.
Steamed Hams.
Oh no, I said steamed hams. It's what my family calls hamburgers. Ha ha ha. Just ridiculous, man.
Like just fucking Super Nintendo Chalmers, and he's like, "Good Lord, what is happening in there?" And then Skinner's like, Aurora Borealis," and Super Chalmers is like, "Aurora Borealis. At this time of year, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized
in your kitchen."
Fuck it, I'm gonna redo it. Aurora Borealis. At this time of day, at this time of year.
Stop it! No! No, only I can make fun of you. Stop it.
This is the otter index.
No. I did see the fan animations compilation. It's very good.
Yeah, they did some really cool fucking edits of
You're just mad because I've seen it more often than you and remember your quotes.
No more. Only dreams now.
I hate you.
Okay, I'll try it one more time and not fuck it up. Good lord, what is happening in there? Aurora Borealis? Aurora Borealis! At this time of year, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely within your kitchen. Yes. May I see it? No. There we go. There we go. I redeemed myself.
May I see it? No.
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 Somebody did like a meme of
I
that where they made it.
pass.
Somebody did a meme of that where they made it like a D&D session, and it's like this Superintendent Chalmers, he rolls what is it? Fucking
Like a 1. A 1.
Skinner rolls bluff. He rolls like a 1. Superintendent Chalmers he rolls insight 1. He's like, may I see it?
May I see it?
Yeah. Skinner rolls fuck, what was it? Diplomacy, I think? And he rolls like 20. He's like, no. Watch the list Miserables. I'll check that out, yeah.
The Miserables.
How you doing, Jelly? How's it going?
The Miserables.
Are you happy to see the Booba stream this time, Jelly?
Booba stream.
Booba
Such
stream.
good Booba. Such
Booba
good
stream. Booba stream.
Shot, 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 shot.
Don't you wish you could motorboat me and Dix?
Yeah, a little bit.
Don't y'all wish you could motorboat me right
Wait.
What?
What is motorboating? I for 1 second I was like, wait, yeah, I'd love to go on a motorboat, and then I went, wait a minute.
Are you fucking
This
serious?
is something sexual.
Are you fucking serious? You didn't know what I meant.
I am kidding.
I was like, are you fucking serious? Like, you're full of shit.
I'm saying so I can never know these terrible things. Oh, it's funny.
Oh, yeah, Dex. Well, above me, you can see my schedule, so you know where I'm gonna be, when I'm gonna be, where I'm gonna be, how I'm gonna be, what I'm gonna be doing. Yeah.
Ah, I see. So you're gonna be in a murder house on Friday.
Yes.
Interesting.
I'm gonna be in the Blood Wash on Thursday.
Uh-huh.
Blood
Nice.
Wash and Murder House were gifted to me very kindly by Horror Hog, one of my regular viewers. He's a pretty cool dude. So really nice.
Actually, the other one would Newton's Cradle, like, immediately.
Say what?
I post a link. You can't post a link in here, but you can post a link inside of the Discord.
You could DM me or Index, and we could post it as well. I believe Ellie's already in the Discord, I believe.
Yeah, you can post it inside of the Discord as well.
I want to slap one tit into the other like Newton's Cradle. You know what? I'd let you. I wouldn't let you, Jelly. Just.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would.
No, if you did in fact have big voluptuous booba, you would not let someone slap at them.
A woman wouldn't let that happen?
Yeah, it hurts. Like, would you let someone slap your balls?
No.
Yes. You wouldn't.
Does it actually hurt that much?
It does hurt. It does hurt.
What the fuck?
You have a lot of sensory glands. Yeah, they can be very sensitive. So
is that why when you massage them they get bigger?
Yep.
Ever heard of? Oh God.
DM me? Okay. Hi, Lucky. Oh, okay.
What is it? What's this link?
It's for the steamed hams.
Oh, okay. That's miserable. Oh shit. June told me that I should mess with VC Face to do like AI emotions, AI generated.
The AI generated?
Yeah, emotions. So to like automatically do my emotions, like my expressions.
I'm not smart enough to do that.
Yeah, I gotta figure that out. She sent me a little tutorial thing. I just gotta sit down and do it. I'll probably do it the next time I'm on the shitter.
Which will be in 2 hours.
Probably 1.5. I just had tacos.
True. Maybe 30 minutes.
Oh shit.
It's been 12 minutes, by the way.
What's the matter, buddy? You can't hold in your tacos? Is that? Have you ever heard of? Okay, no. We don't want to talk about that. That's not pleasant. That's not.
I don't know what that is.
CBT.
I don't know what it is.
Cock and ball torture.
Mmm.
That sounds just saying that.
I have heard of it.
Of course you have. Of course.
Yes. Yes. Shut up. Don't make fun of me.
I'll make another prediction.
Make another prediction.
I can't do a prediction. Never mind.
Yeah, you have to predict. You have to end the next prediction, and there's 7 minutes left on the prediction. Stop.
Make a prediction. How much is Penguin gonna bully Index?
No.
Bully you so hard, and oh my god, I'm bullying shit out of you.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. No.
Don't do it.
No, don't do it.
Cause I'll like it.
Don't do
Ha!
it.
Now you have nothing left to say.
Fuck me. I'm just defeated. I'm breaking on my own back. Oh wait, we gotta spin the fucking wheel for Index.
Yes, spin the wheel for me. I've been waiting.
Okay.
Spin the wheel.
Spin
the wheel. Spin to win.
What does Index Chan win this time? Oh shit. Your choice of a penguin laugh.
Do sexy.
Alright. There you go. Hope you're happy. Hope you're fucking happy.
I am happy.
This is me doing the sexy penguin laugh right there. That's my face.
It's so funny. I can hear the cold wind outside my wheel, and even with the many layers of clothes I have on, I am about to freeze. Oof, I feel it.
Canada, huh? Canadian weather?
Canadian weather.
Heckin' Canadians. Speaking of breaking backs, I cracked my finger using a compressed air can earlier and it hurt. How did you do that? How did you crack your finger?
Ow.
How?
Window, now wheel. Window.
Not wheel, I believe. That's what Melody said.
Or she's making a joke that now the word window is the word wheel. Just happened.
I was pulling the trigger and it cracked. Oh, shit.
Ow!
I'm sorry, I heard wheel in my brain auto-type. Uh-oh. Don't you love it, autopilot, auto-typing?
Wheel. Oh, wheel.
The wheel.
Oh, wheel.
The wheel.
Oh, wheel.
Wheel and deal.
Deal.
I'll wheel and deal your fucking ass. How about that? What?
Alright.
Says the girl who didn't fucking know what motorboating meant.
You know I was kidding! Oh my god, I'm gonna...
See, motorboating is where you put your fucking face in the pool.
That's it, I'm copyrighting the body pillow art. You'll never see it again.
You'll spend more copywriting it than you get out of it.
It's true.
How much do you fucking have to spend to copyright something anyway? Is there a set amount, or does it depend on what it is?
And it depends.
What the fuck it is. Wheel and deal these nuts. Oh! Oh, these nuts. I want to meet the guy who invented that fucking joke and just fucking punch him.
In these nuts?
Punch him in the gut. Oh, heckin' dodo making me hydrate.
Gotta hydrate.
Hydrate.
Gotta hydrate.
Yeah.
So, what are you excited about for this next chapter?
We're probably gonna spend, well, once we catch up to where Takano is, like, it's probably gonna be like, oh, here she is now! And then it's gonna start up the main story. And I'm assuming we're gonna get a huge, like backstory of Hanyu, because we don't really know shit about where she came from, or how what her deal is. And then besides that, it's probably just gonna be like how it's gonna play out and how are they gonna stop Decano from killing everybody. I wonder.
Easy. I know the real way to make it so that Takano doesn't kill anyone.
What? Don't let Rika die?
Kill Takano first.
Oh!
The obvious solution.
Oh, yeah, but they're gonna be all like, but that's wrong. We can't kill anybody. That's wrong. We gotta use the law.
She shot Kiichi. She's
Yeah?
dead. We should kill her. Murder was the only solution.
Like, Shion's gonna want to kill her, but like, nobody else is gonna want to do it. They'll be like, we gotta take her to the police. And then she'll just like fucking, she'll just fucking bribe the judge or whatever and get off scot-free. It's all good.
Then go kill Rika another time. It'll be fine.
That's the thing. I don't think legally they can stop her because she has too much political influence. So they probably have to actually kill her, yeah. I don't know. They might not have a choice. Maybe they will have to kill her.
I think it's all fine.
Uh-oh, the prediction's running out.
It is. 2 minutes.
She'll seduce the judge. She probably would, knowing her. She'd be like, I'll suck your dick underneath the stand or some shit. I'll suck you dry, Your Honor.
2 minutes and somebody wins 18K.
Really? Are you serious?
8K. They're gonna split 18. They're gonna split 8K.
Oh, good God! Why you?
They split it.
I'll split your.
You split what?
Split
What are you gonna split?
I'm gonna split your boobas in half so they're not so big.
Oh, actually, that'd be fine.
Lame.
That'd be fine.
Index is like, I have big boobas. I hate my life.
You just don't have big booba, and so that's why you think it would be great.
Spacian has big booba. She never complains.
Not that you know of.
You think she complains in secret?
Secretly complains.
She got a strong as fuck back. Booba are just chest butts. Yeah, but no poop comes out of it. That's why they're better. Poop don't come out of it. Only milk.
I see you're not a cultured enough person to be an ass man.
I am not. Is that a
Too
problem?
bad.
Is that a problem, Index? Do you have a problem with that? Say it to my face. Say it to my face.
We have officially hit 20 minutes. So
Say
just
it to
fatty.
my face. Say it to my face, Index. Say it to my
No.
face. Say it to my face, Index.
No.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought, everybody.
It is what you got.
20 minutes. Oh my god, we've wasted 20 minutes. Oh my god, I'm sorry, everybody. That's 20 minutes of your lives you're never gonna get back, everybody. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I don't know if you were actually trying to reach it or.
I don't know. Imagine Pengu taking the shit from his chest. That would actually be insane.
That is an image that I never will get out of my mind.
I'm gonna shit on your chest with my chest.
I hate everything.
Chili dogging, that takes it to another level. Oh
What?
wait, you probably don't know what that is, do you? You don't even know what that is, do you?
No!
You don't know what chili dogging is?
No. Don't you dare fucking ruin food for me. Penguin, if you love me, you will not ruin food for me of any kind. I will in fact be angry about this. Don't ruin food. Food is sacred.
It'll make you put eggs on your mac and cheese. Index just fucking dies right there. Alright, we get to spin the wheel for fumble. 1 second, fumble. Let me get that for you. Steam waffle. Oh, wait. Wrong, that's my Twitter. Fuck! Don't look at my notifications. Okay. Steam raffle. There we go. Ooh, we're gonna skip that actually because I'm using my model for this. Let's spin again. right, Fumble. You get to choose a penguin laugh. Congratulations, Fumble. Okay. So I could either do the regular penguin laugh for you or the sexy version. It's up to you. Although nobody really picks the normal one. Everybody's like, just do the sexy one. Make me horny. Do the sexy one. Can you not the dog? Is that like an Alabama hot pocket? Oh, good lord, what the fuck is that? I don't even know what that is.
I
Oh,
don't ruin food for me, please.
Alright, said I would leave after I lose or win the production. I'm gonna go watch Person. I'll leave now. Good luck, Pangu. Stream and congrats, Fumble. Oh, okie dokie, Melody. Sexy, okay. I'd advise not looking it up as I did. Oh, wow.
Please, 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 please.
Let's
please
look up
no.
Hot Alabama Hot Pocket.
Why? Don't you fucking dare!
Oh god, that's disgusting. Oh my god. Jesus, that's terrible. Oh my god. Oh my god. When you just lost NNN. That's disgusting. That would ruin food for you forever. Definitely. Index.
I hate everything and I'm very angry right now.
Oh my god. That's so much worse than chili dogging. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's bad. That's bad, Jelly. That's fucking bad, dude. So gross. Okay. So I guess we should start reading now, huh? Let's clean the palate a little bit.
Please. Please. Don't make me come over there.
Don't make me pee on you. Okay. Resize. Enhance. You still want to be in my fucking back? Nah,
Yeah, I'll still be on your back. Give me a piggyback.
No, I'm gonna move you.
Oh, I wanted a piggyback ride.
Nope. You already got one.
Dang it.
Maybe we should put you on the booba. Let's put Index on the booba.
Gotta put me in front of you.
There you go. Index is on the booba now. He's just gonna nestle right in there.
No. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. We should put you a little bit higher.
I'm just hanging out.
Yeah.
I'm just hanging out.
Hanging out in the booba.
Hanging out in the booba.
Okay. He's the hecking. Oh yes, it's captured. There we go.
I am growing from the booba. Thank you for sharing with me. Hang with.
Wait, so is Index now cut in half, or is she just growth on my breast? Yeah, she's a growth. She's breast cancer now.
I am just.
She's heckin' breast cancer.
I was always cancer.
Why you cancer, Index? Why are you malignant or benign? That's a good question now.
Probably malignant. Oh. It's funny. I'm hilarious. Penguin? Oh my gosh. Fine. Okay, like you just went quiet all of a sudden and I was like, what? Where did you go?
Okay, continue. Those.
Never.
Continue. Allow me to introduce you. This is Major Takano. Major, this is Dr. Kyosuke Irie. Hello, I'm Irie. Irie seemed extremely nervous at our first meeting. He probably thought I was in charge of some suspicious organization.
But she is!
Yep.
Please relax.
You always know it's a bad sign when they say please relax, huh?
Especially with the look. Call me Takano.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. I really appreciate it.
Please, have a seat.
A model, lower middle class citizen, was a good way to describe Kyosuke Irie's demeanor. One could also say he was a stereotypical type of person to get conveniently discarded after those crafty elders used their seniority to constantly pick on him. I looked back and thought Irie was a small child in a lab coat for a second.
Yeah, he kind of looks like a small child in a lab coat, to be honest.
Yeah. Alright, Ines, we're gonna make you normal now.
Yay. Wait, how is that possible?
What?
I didn't think it was possible for me to be normal.
Well, you know what I mean, normal sized. He certainly doesn't seem as cunning as I am. But that doesn't mean he isn't ambitious. Like me, he's a young person who dreams of accomplishing something great and leaving his name upon generations to come. While he acts humble in person like this, his articles were actually progressive as well as aggressive. The gap between the two was quite intense. I've read the data concerning this Higurashi syndrome.
What did you think?
Well, it's really quite the shock. It's very possible that this is something that steps under the dark side of today's medicine, but I can hardly control my intellectual excitement in knowing it's a mystery that has yet to be solved. Hearing that made me chuckle. Irie is more than interested in Higurashi syndrome, which is good enough for me. She had been through the ringer with far too many people to reach this day. So her honed intuition could tell. She would get along well with this man. Even if he isn't useful to me, he won't cause any problems. For both me and my sponsor, he's the best person possible for the job.
I was shocked too. To imagine a man of your experience and knowledge was just wasting away in a medical office without any responsibilities or work to accomplish. Buttering him up. I have to say, that was a grave loss to the medical field.
Ide laughed. He probably thought I didn't know, but I had received detailed documents on him. So I knew why he was exiled from the limelight despite his rare talent and achievements. Oh god, what did he do? He displayed extraordinary skill working under a neurosurgery expert, and everyone expected a bright future from him. But he was kicked out due to an ethical controversy. Ide's pet theory was that the antisocial behavior of individuals could be explained by brain disorders. He believed that no one in this world was born a villain, and that they were all just poor patients in need of treatment. He proposed that they were all proper and normal when born, yet as they matured, psychogenesis and various exogenous factors caused brain disorders that made them into villains. And therefore, what those evil people need isn't punishment, it is treatment. And if their diseases are treated, they will become good citizens again. But that manner of thinking actually fell in line with the Confucian belief of innate human goodness. According to this theory, humans are born with a capacity for altruism toward their kind, and it is only afterward that they learn and acquire cruelty. Ide believed that acquisition was the result of brain disorders. The human brain creates human thoughts. Therefore, if one becomes emotionally ill, that means their brain is ill. So if their brain gets treatment, they will recover emotionally too. That field was called psychosurgery. It's fallen out of practice in the current Heisei... Heisei... Is it Heisei or Heisei?
Heisei.
Heisei era, but surgical techniques were applauded until mid-Showa. Especially since it produced spectacular results on a chronic mental patient that was said to be incurable. The man who invented it even won a Nobel Prize. That was how revolutionary it was. Humans think, that's why they become ill. Everyone knows that's why those who overthink matters are prone to mental illness. When the organ that thinks and debates grows ill, humans deviate from social behavior. That part is called the frontal lobe. Put simply, psychosurgery is surgery performed to operate on the frontal lobe. This kind of surgery doesn't require removing the whole epicranium. A small hole is drilled through the cranium, and a special scalpel is inserted down to cut it. It's not a major surgery, just a technique for quickly operating on the precious frontal lobe. Indeed,
Called a lobotomy.
Indeed, it was revolutionary in its simplicity. Wait, is that the same thing as lobotomy?
It is a lobotomy. That's what they're talking about. They're actually talking about lobotomies and using shock therapy.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Yep. So if you actually did a lobotomy on a patient, especially during this time and period, like, yeah, there's a reason he's considered quack doctor.
All the severely ill mental patients miraculously recovered, so the technique spread around the world quickly. You're just cutting the frontal lobe?
So, let's put it this way. In some patients, it actually did help, but the majority of patients didn't actually really have a mental problem that would be helped with that at all.
Really?
And, like, you have to think about, like, back then, hysteria was, like, a mental illness. And, like, women would just be put in, like, fucking mental institutions for speaking their mind. Like, that's, like, what was going on back then.
Yeah. They, like, diagnosed every woman with hysteria or some shit like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My model doesn't want to move. What the fuck, BC face? Model, you piece of shit! Model!
Nah, sometimes it's BC pace. Yeah, no, it has to do with that.
God damn it. I'm stuck! Oh my god, I can't help! Help! Oh god!
No help for you.
Reset position. Now my hair's all fucked up. Gotta select my avatar again. There we go, we're fixed.
But yeah, no, this is talking about So this would be about talking about medicine that was practiced somewhere between the 1820s
Yeah.
to about the actually more like the 1860s to about like the 1940s ish.
That's what they used to do, huh?
Yeah, actually it was really prevalent. I will send you this really good movie. It's out, the first vibrator ever made.
All the severely ill mental patients practice recover so techniques spread around the world quickly. Those with obstinate and chronic mental illnesses. The severely ill, trapped in deep, inescapable depression. All of those who could be saved by this technique. All those could be saved by this technique. Throughout history, humans have come up with many different religions and magic tricks to heal emotional injuries. So, needless to say, the idea of being able to treat them with a surgical technique was truly revolutionary. Ide admired psychosurgery and pushed forward with the field of surgical techniques to treat human souls. However, from the modern human rights standpoint, severing a portion of the brain simply because someone is emotionally disturbed is absolutely out of the question. People gradually started to think differently, and said that psychosurgery was inhumane. The frontal lobe controls how people think, but it is also the part that makes humans act human. There are quite a few cases where the cut caused drastic, irreversible changes in the patient.
It wasn't even quite a few. Most people who had the surgery would basically become vegetables.
Yeah, it's like they can't think anymore or some shit.
They they would literally just like become a vegetable. Like they
Brain dead.
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
Like
Doesn't sound like the best idea to just cut part of the brain off. You have to modify the brain basically to fix shit.
And we really didn't know anything about the brain back then. Let's put it this way. There was a practice that was like an actual like field of study at this time that was feeling the bumps on people's heads to predict their future. And that was a real field of study.
Wow, what the fuck was that called?
Can't remember. It was like something that starts with an F. But anyway, like that was a real field of like there were like things that we think of now being insane, people thought were real fields of study. Like,
wow. A baseless happiness born from lack of thought. A change in personality. A loss of interest in everything. Major mood swings due to a lack of control over one's emotions. Some even lost part of their memories. Of course, some didn't even survive the surgery. By the mid-1960s, use of psychosurgery declined. Also, due to development of psychotropic medicine, the surgery was hardly performed anymore anyway. Yet some people believed in the idea and continued to perform the surgery and gather clinical data. They wanted people to recognize the value of the technique once again. That's too fucking risky, man. Some of these surgeries were performed without consent. One theory is that in Japan alone, there were thousands of people who woke up from general anesthesia, only to find part of the brain had been removed. Today, to perform such a surgery without a patient's consent is considered totally unethical, but it was different at the time. For one thing, the idea that doctors required prior patient consent was proliferated in the modern Heisei era. Heisei. That seems pretty legit. Kind of common sense that they'd have to consent to it. I don't fucking know why they'd do that without it. Therefore, people... What's up?
Penguin, why do you think the Hippocratic Oath is a thing?
The Hippocratic Oath?
The Hippocratic Oath, which is to do no harm. A doctor takes this oath to do no harm. There is a reason why that became an oath doctors take.
In the world?
It is because of... Yeah, it is because of this shit that went on. Like, doctors would experiment on live patients.
I knew him like fucking...
If you just want to talk about the United States alone, the mental institutions, they would do lobotomies to basically just explore and learn about the brain.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kind of fucked up.
Really fucked up shit happened. Like, they are talking about some of the most fucked up shit that happened in, like, the era of doctors and physicians. And there's, like, when they're talking about this and they're like, oh, they didn't think they needed consent. There's a reason why these oaths happened. There's a reason why, you've got HIPAA and all of that stuff that came out. And it is because of the stuff that happened during this time. Like,
Yeah.
It is insane. Like,
wow, that's pretty awful. Therefore,
Yeah.
people at the time didn't think it was that big of an issue. It was only later that people started to argue that it was inhumane. Finally, a decision was reached and the curtain closed with the rejection of psychosurgery. Later, the Japanese Society of Psychology and Neurology passed a resolution to end psychosurgery. After that, psychosurgery was banned throughout Japan and made a forbidden subject of Japanese medicine. Ide was a leading person in the field of psychosurgery. He continued to advocate its effectiveness and results. And therefore, he was treated as a war criminal who practiced inhumane medicine, and he was exiled from the public eye. However, that doesn't mean he changed his beliefs. He still believes that immoral behavior is caused by brain disorders, and the secret of treating them is, in fact, hidden in the brain. So the existence of Hinamizawa syndrome, caused by parasites living in the brain that control human emotions, actually affirms his theory. I thought it was a disease, not fucking parasites. What the fuck? That means that fucking Rena was onto something in chapter 6, huh?
yeah, and parasites can actually cause diseases.
Yeah, it's true. If it's alright with you, I would love to accept this position. Of course. Given Ide's history, he would never turn down this offer. Despite his mild-mannered appearance, Ide was possessed by a mighty ambition. There was no way he didn't desire a chance to complete research that would prove himself to the medical society that ostracized him. What's up, Dodo?
You know.
I'm handing him that chance on a silver platter.
What's the plot of Higurashi?
Oh, me oh my, Dodo.
So, it kind of depends on the arc, but the overall plot of Higurashi is... I don't think it necessarily, like, yes, it does have to do with what we're talking about right now, but the overall, like, plot of Higurashi is friends wanting to hang out together.
Well, that's the...
Stuff ensues.
It's
and
like
it's kind of like Rika wanting to live. Like, it's like the whole main goal of Higurashi, right? If you think about it, is Rika going on and living past June.
It seems like the moral of the story is to get help for your problems instead of trying to deal with all this shit on your own. That two heads are better than one, and when you come together and work with people,
A miracle happens.
Yeah.
The power of friendship.
In incredible violence.
Yeah.
If I were to sum up the plot of Higurashi, it's about a rural town in Japan that has been afflicted by, people believe it to be a curse of some god that they worship that's causing people to fucking kill each other and shit. And it's basically revolving around the mystery of what's happening in this town that's causing this. So there's a lot of spoilers in this chapter if you care about the story, or like if you were planning on reading this, there's a lot of spoilers here. We're at the end.
Well, and like there's like different overarching like plots,
Each
you know.
chapter. So the first 4 chapters are the basic plot of what's happening, I guess, and then the second 4 chapters 5 through 8 are answering what's happening in each one of these chapters.
If it makes more sense, the first 3 chapters are the basic worlds in which Rika will find herself.
Well, basically, each chapter is a different timeline.
Yeah. It's a different timeline, more or less. But...
It's like different timelines of this town, and things play out a little differently each time because of certain core reasons of shit that's happening in this town. And the mystery is finding out what's happening.
Yeah, and you have 3 main storylines.
The first
You
3
have.
chapters are like the main story, like plot.
Mhm.
The 4th one is some backstory, like a prequel kind of to what's happening. And then the last 4 chapters are answering each of the other chapters, what's been going on. Slowly unraveling what's really happening in this town. That's like the basic thing, Dodo. It's a like horror, mystery, drama kind of thing. And each chapter's like a different timeline. I would say they're self-contained, but they're not. You need to read all of them, pretty much.
And to be honest, you should read them in order.
Yeah.
Because each one does, like, each one gives you more information. And you may have thought something in the first arc, like thinking that Mion was.
You find out you think this person's killing
Yeah.
them. It's not.
Yeah, it's
It's
not.
more or
It's
less
not.
like trying to present like who's really killing everybody, but it's not this reason. It's not that reason. It's more or less like chapters 5 through 8 are like basically doing process of elimination. Like this isn't why. This isn't why. This isn't why. And now we're finding out what is actually happening. So this is basically explaining the core mystery of what's going on. This is what
It's
this
like,
chapter
Papa
is.
Smurf, Papa Smurf, I found another piece to the puzzle.
Yeah, that's basically it, Dodo. It's if you want a compiled version of the story, you can watch the OG anime. But it is kind of rushed, from what I understand. It's a lot to fit into what 24 episodes, or is it 50? I forget how many fucking episodes there were.
It's 25.
Okay.
It's 24, 25-ish, but
yeah, you'll get the whole story. It's just not as. I think it's a little watered down.
Yeah, to be honest, Dodo, like, it's just a lot of like little things, and like there's new information. So even if you thought something at one point, that could be false.
It was interesting. Interesting how they told the story in each chapter.
Yeah.
So the whole story is told in these chapters, like they tell pieces of it, and you're putting it all together.
Like, I like how the start of this one starts out, because you start sympathizing a little bit with Takano.
Yeah, kind of, but I can't really excuse what she did for, like, any reason,
like,
really, but...
She shot small children. I'm not gonna excuse that.
No, nobody's gonna excuse that.
She killed an entire town for what, an ambition?
Gassed the whole fucking town. Yeah.
Yeah, like...
Pretty bad. Anyway.
It's like you can't, even after you know why certain characters did things, there's no excuse for it.
Yeah. It's been a fun ride, Dodo. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been doing all these fucking chapters. Streams. God, it's been hundreds of hours reading this. Well, 800 hours? I don't know. I'd have to total it all up. It's been a lot of hours reading.
Come on, we all shoot small children sometimes. No, we don't.
No. No, not really. I haven't yet. Not yet. I don't know if I'm gonna. Probably not. Anyway. You want to get back to reading?
Yep. Thank you very much. I knew you would accept. We are very lucky to have an expert like you. You'll be a great help.
She'd be like, you'll be a fucking tool. But are you okay with me being the director? Would it be better for you to hold that position, Takano-san? I'm just a simple doctor. Being in charge of other people is...
Don't worry.
There's a first time for all, Pengu. I don't know about that. But yeah, Dodo, if you want a compiled way of watching this, watch the anime. Because reading it takes a long, long time.
It does. Don't worry, I'll give you my full support. Our sponsor wanted to pick a civilian. Besides, wouldn't you like to be called Director Irie?
Well, but... Ide laughed to hide his embarrassment.
We're building a research center in Hinamizawa. Publicly, it'll be a clinic. So, with your consent, Dr. Irie, we'd like to call it Irie Clinic.
Lord of my own castle? That's more than I deserve.
Mm-hmm. You'll also be placed under the SDF, so you'll be registered as a medical officer with them. Oh, such fluffy. Since you'll be my superior, since you'll be my superior, you'll be a lieutenant colonel. Lieutenant Colonel Irie. How does that sound? Yes.
I'm not a military man. I'd rather refrain from being called Lieutenant Colonel. Director is already a frightening title as it is. Oh my. He's getting a chance to research brain parasites. Plus, being given the title of Director of a new clinic is camouflage. Plus, it comes with staff and funding. He'll even have support from the Defense Agency and the Ministry of Health and Welfare, as well as a research lab with state-of-the-art equipment. No wonder he's laughing so excitedly. It's like a fucking kid in a candy store. However, there are some risks too. Since he'll be involved with secret research, he has an obligation to keep it a secret. Also, he's going to an area plagued by a mysterious and bizarre disease. There's no guarantee he won't contract it himself. But Ide is too young to even think about those things. Aware of all the risks, he quickly signed the contract with the ambition to have people recognize his talent once again. When I saw him sign the contract, I finally relaxed. I knew he would agree to join us, but at the same time, I was afraid of the chance that he'd refuse. Selecting a director proved more difficult than expected, and the only candidate Takano paired well with was Ide. So if Ide refused to take the position, then frankly, she'd be placed in an even worse situation. Now that Ide has agreed to take the position, research on Hinamizawa syndrome can finally begin. The research center, or rather, the clinic, will be completed next spring. The Ministry of Health and Welfare and the Defense Agency will send the best equipment and staff, plus an abundant supply of funds. Then, finally, our research will begin in earnest. Everything is going well. Of course it is. I put so much effort into making sure things went smoothly up to this point. Okay, that's it. Congratulations, Director EDA. Major, the contract has been signed.
Thank you. I look forward to working with you. Director Irie.
I look forward to working with you too, Takano-san. I hope we can get along. I'll be devoting my best efforts to this.
No. Thank you. Let's both give our best.
Now the position of director has been filled, everything is set.
See,
Wow.
look, the phone has its own little pillow.
You're right. Oh my god. The phone is that important.
It needs its own little pillow.
Wow, that's a fancy fucking phone too. Wow. That's great. Just great. Congratulations, Takano-san. No, Major Takano, isn't it? Wow.
This was all possible thanks to your assistance. I must give my thanks to all of you.
Oh, don't mention it. But we should save our congratulations until you finish your research, huh? You're only at the starting line, aren't you?
Exactly. I'll be devoting my every waking moment to this research.
We can hardly wait to see the result of what Dr. Takano couldn't finish. Well now, Sensei. Let's not talk about business today. Let's have a toast to congratulate the Kano-san and the EDA Institute. Wait, who the fuck is this? Is that a girl? Probably a girl?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's all.
What the fuck ever, I'll do it. Hello, everyone. I'm Nagata from the Ministry of Health and Welfare. I would like to say a few things before the toast. Ah, Takano-san. Make sure he works hard, okay? His research center will be supporting the Institute. If you need any technical support, just call it.
Make him work hard. No, I have to thank you for your support. I'm Takano. Pleased to meet you.
Takano-san, let me introduce you to these gentlemen. Meet Tomitake-kun and Okanogi-kun from the Self-Defense Force. They're your backup from the SDF. I'll let them introduce themselves. Nice to meet you. I'm Tomitake. I've been commanded to serve as an auditor of this project. I look forward to working with you. The funding of our research is largely coming from the SDF. It's only natural for the SDF to assign a watchdog to make sure reasonable research is taking place. However, someone in a position like that should be my opponent. Why was someone in this position invited to this private party? Does that mean the auditor is on my side too? Seeing that thorough groundwork, I couldn't help but feel the strength of having a sponsor all over again. I won't be staying in Hinamizawa. I'll only come by routinely to check on the progress of the research.
Oh, that's too bad. Hinamizawa's a beautiful place with clean air. Please come visit anytime. Outside of work, too.
Thank you. I guess I will. If he really is an auditor, I should maintain a good relationship with this man. He'll hold the key to all future adjustments of our funding so long as we continue drawing it from the SDF. I'm Okanogi. Nice to meet you. He's the commanding officer of the Mountain Dogs, one of our unconventional warfare units, blah. They'll be stationed in Hinamizawa to provide you direct support, Major.
Can I consider you my bodyguard, then?
Their principal duty is guarding VIPs and preserving secrets. Think of them as your hands and feet and work them hard. Thank you.
Yay!
Hey, Kitten Shop, welcome. How you doing, man?
More money towards goal.
What?
More money towards goal.
Oh dear. The points, you mean?
Yeah.
Tomitake seems to be an honest type for a military man, but this Okanogi person looks the complete opposite. That fucking face, oh my god. His main job is to preserve secrets, but I bet he's also good with espionage tactics, like counterintelligence and information control. Yes, that'll explain his demeanor. That fucking face? That fucking face that explains his demeanor? What?
Yeah.
Oh shit, there's a goal thing? Yeah, there's a new community goal. The guy on the left looks kind of creepy. Kind of. This dude's fucking creepy as fuck. Every time you look at this guy's face, it's like, shit, dude.
He does look creepy.
He's like the series version of the fucking Joker, man.
Yes.
Yes, that would explain his demeanor. He looks kind of like Joaquin Phoenix, doesn't he? Oh my god.
He does. He does look like Joaquin Phoenix. Creepy sex face like in an alleyway. It's kind of an understatement.
Oh my god.
He doesn't look like he would be a graper.
Oh my god. I'm good, just busy, so going to lurk, but I'll be lurking in the shadows. Okay, kitten.
Okay, kitten.
We really do live in a society.
Work.
Yeah, we do. That fucking gremlin emote, I love it.
It's the best.
Creepy sex face, like in an alleyway. Kind of is an understatement. Yeah, I don't know if that's an insult to fucking Joaquin
Thank you for
Phoenix.
the host. We got you front row seats.
Oh, thank you for the host, I believe that was Kitten. Since the SDF is funding our research on Hinamizawa syndrome, of course this is considered a military operation. Therefore, this research has to be done in secret. That's why a unit like this is necessary. Besides, it's very reassuring to have someone capable of combat working under me. I should maintain a good relationship with him too. Okay, enough introductions. Come on, Tomitake-kun, you can relax too. Let's put aside our ranks today and have a toast. While this is supposed to celebrate the establishment of the Ide Institute, Ide himself isn't here. But that's his job, after all. Ide is simply a puppet to fill a seat. Fuck. Of course, I expect him to help a little with expertise, but he's ultimately an outsider. This was supposed to be a gathering where I would show my appreciation to those who helped establish the Ide Institute, but has turned them into thanking me for all my efforts. I'm always the one to pour alcohol for others, but today people are pouring alcohol in my glass. The new participants were trying to make me happy, and all the top people talked to me casually. They all praised my hard work and my efforts. My research is now recognized by many institutions, and I'm ready to spread my wings open wide. And all the people who are expecting some returns once the research accomplishes something are trying to curry favor with me. But right now, I'm just very grateful, regardless of their motives. Let's have a toast to wish the best luck to Mio Takano and also to the new Ide Institute. Arai-sensei, please lead the toast. It's like a dream. I know. This is just the beginning, and I shouldn't be satisfied with this alone. But just for today, I can forget about everything else and enjoy the celebration. I am not a heavy drinker, but the drinks taste good tonight, and the more I drink, the happier I get. Ah, this really is wonderful. To be called Major by Tomitake and the others is wonderful too. That's the rank my grandfather had during the war. That means I've finally caught up with my grandfather. This is only the beginning. From here on, I intend to reach what my grandfather could. This is the best out of my life. Is it? Is it though? I ended up leaving to fix my makeup. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Ugh. I'm filled with elation. I need to feel fresh air to calm myself down. My heart is about to explode because I'm so happy. Oh god, I'm so happy. The gathering is taking place a little distance away from the main building. The restroom is in the main building, so I need to walk across the hallway. A beautiful and well-maintained Japanese garden is visible from the hallway. It's raining. I usually don't like rain, but I don't mind it at all today. I feel like even the raindrops are congratulating me. The cool air feels pleasant on my hot skin. It took me a moment to notice how unsteady my footsteps have become. Maybe I drank a little too much. Uh-oh. It isn't like me to drink more than I can handle. Although this is a party, I don't want to embarrass myself, so I decided to cool off a little by looking at the beautiful Japanese garden. I found an elegant chair set on a red carpet nearby and sat down on it. Since I was with associates until now, I was forced to constantly be on guard and get to embarrassing myself. But now that I was alone, I can let go and truly relax. When I look up at the sky, I realize it's still raining hard, but in the distance, the horizon is a little lighter. Maybe it won't be raining for much longer. Well, that's normal. Rain stops eventually. No matter how cold it is, or how hard it's raining, rain stops eventually. I saw a pair of sandals and an umbrella, almost inviting me, so I took them into the garden. The tasteless laughter coming from the party sounds far away. I tilted the umbrella and looked up at the sky. I felt the raindrops hit my face, and gazed up at the sky for a while, forgetting all about my hair getting wet. I thought the rain would cool down my boiling heart, but as my body got cold, I started to feel miserable. My bare feet were all swollen, and throbbing pain I felt made them seem twice their normal size. Oh wait, are we going back to the flashback? Oh shit, we're going back to the flashback! The gravel road continued forever. I didn't even know what direction I was headed in anymore. I could no longer hear my pursuer. I had probably lost him by running through the woods like mad. My body was covered in scratches. I finally started to feel the pain from that. I felt both cold and hungry. There was no place nearby to take shelter from the rain. I was just on a little path in the woods. My worst fear was that I could end up heading back towards the orphanage. After bolting and losing my sense of direction, I'd crushed that man's finger. I didn't think I bit it off, but I was sure it would leave a scar. Taking that into consideration, it was very clear to me what kind of torture awaited me back at the orphanage. Therefore, I'd have to reach the House of Love and Mercy. If only it had been daytime, then I could easily have found the right way to go. However, with this rain, there was nothing I could do. But I couldn't stop. I had to keep walking till I reached something. I wondered if Eriko and the others had escaped safely. I didn't know how many people came after us, but at least one came after us. In other words, it meant they had a better chance. Did they reach the House of Love and Mercy? Were they drying themselves with soft towels? And if they still remember me, would they save a towel for me too? I felt so cold. I wanted to find shelter and sit down, but there was nothing of the sort. I saw a tree that looked like I could take shelter under it, but the branches and leaves were dripping with water. It was then that I realized that the sky was gradually getting darker. Would this day end in rain? There were no streetlights where I was. Soon enough it would be totally dark. Then I wouldn't be able to walk any further. I just wanted to sit down, even if it's raining. But if I did sit down, I probably wouldn't be able to stand up again. So I endured. If I hadn't escaped with Eriko and the others, I wouldn't have had to go through such misery. But compared to what I had to go through at the orphanage, this was nothing. Thinking about that was the only way to make myself move. But when I thought about that, it's true that this freezing cold rain was far better than my life at the orphanage. But that was only when compared to life at the orphanage. Was it better than the normal lives of normal kids my age? I didn't even need to think about that. When my parents were alive, though we weren't rich, we led a normal life. The gentle smiles and forgivable selfishness, the sound of my mother cooking breakfast in the morning, the sound of a newspaper being folded. Precious memories like that. I didn't need anything else. I had plenty of friends, I had fun at school. I didn't like my teacher, but I liked studying. I had everything I needed. That was enough for me. I never complained. I never did anything bad. So why was this happening to me? Everything went downhill after that train accident. The die of fate kept rolling a 1. The die never showed its good side to me. If the accident was my fault, then I could have accepted it. But it wasn't. I wasn't even there. I waited for my parents at home. I liked going to the mall with them. We always had a meal at the restaurant in the mall. I always told them to let me know if they were going to the mall. But on that day, they went without me while I went to my friend's house to play. My friend wasn't in, so I went back home. I didn't see anyone at home and found a note that said they were going to the mall. I regretted going to my friend's house. I waited at home. They didn't come home. They were still gone by dinner time. I was getting hungry and got angry with my parents for leaving me. I thought they were having dinner at the mall restaurant without me. If I hadn't gone to my friend's house, I'd be eating dinner at the restaurant too. I loved the little flags that came with the kids' meals. I was collecting those flags. Yes, I was. I was trying to collect 20 of them, thinking that once I collected 20, something wonderful would happen. But I couldn't collect 20 of them. I only needed one more. If I had one more, maybe the accident wouldn't have happened. A very sad memory of a flag from a kid's meal. I kept waiting for my parents to come home from the mall. I was hungry, so I started to eat some dried fish. If I ate too much, my mother would find out, so I was careful not to gorge myself. Then the phone rang. I assumed it was from my parents. I answered the phone in an angry manner, but it wasn't them at all. What happened to the house? We'd rented it, so maybe somebody else had already moved in. What happened to my room? What about my desk and all the flags that were in the right middle drawer? If it wasn't my house anymore, then where was I supposed to go? Even if it remained my house, my parents wouldn't be there to welcome me or protect me. Just because I didn't have my parents to protect me, the whole world became so cruel. How could anyone take me away from the house I was used to living in just because my parents were gone? Why didn't they just leave me alone? They asked me many things. They tried to confirm many things. But how could I have understood any of the forms they gave me? I was asked a yes or no question. I had no choice but to answer yes. And before I knew it, I ended up at the orphanage. It was beyond heartless. I didn't do anything wrong. I was just a little girl. I had to sign so many papers, but why this? The warm and gentle world ended suddenly without advance notice, and I was thrown into the cruel and merciless world alone. Was this the real world? Did I have any allies at all? Just because my parents died and I didn't have any relatives, the world had become so sad. When is the die going to come up with a 6 instead of a 1 to make up for the continuous series of the latter? Tears were pouring down my cheeks. The salty taste further saddened and irritated me. I couldn't do anything but cry. But no matter how hard I cried or pitied myself, the cold rain wouldn't warm my body or save me. I didn't even know where I was or in what direction I should go. Eriko showed me the map to the House of Love and Mercy when we were planning our escape, but we only learned the shortest route. I was completely lost. But strangely, after I finished crying, I felt a groundless strength within myself. I once learned that tears wash away particles in the eyes, but there is a different purpose to them too. Tears also wash away what's in the heart. I clenched my fists and forced my feet to move. I headed in the direction that believed to be correct on the gravel road. The rain was still pouring, and it was getting darker and darker. I roared at the sky amidst the rain. My sadness was turning into anger.
You stupid god!
Angry kid. That's a good fucking shot.
Why? What have I done to deserve this? What did I do? I didn't do anything. I was just living a normal life, that's all. So why did... My daddy told me that there are good things and bad things in life, but neither last for long. That means this misery won't last long either, right? I won't be alone in this miserable place forever, right? Is that right?
As I looked up, I felt the raindrops hit my face. There is no God. I knew that in my heart. I want that too. But such disbelief wouldn't save me. If I believed he was there, I should have been saved. No, I needed him to be there. Was he going to answer me? I heard thunder. Then I realized he was there. He was there, and he was listening to me. In his eyes, everyone was supposed to be equal. And he was listening to me.
I've gone through enough. More than enough. If I was too happy before, then I can take this misery. But I wasn't. I was living a normal life. If you ask me if I was happy, then sure I was.
I just tried to walk my cat and he just jumped over my arm.
But this is what I get in return. This is not fair at all.
I heard thunder again. He was listening. I continued.
If this fate is mine was your mistake, then let me be free. peace and my misery and let me be happy again. But if this is, in fact, my fate, I'm supposed to live this way until the end, then I don't want it. Kill me. Kill me now with your lightning. Just finish me off now. Come on. Kill me. Ruthlessly, right here and now.
I heard thunder again. It was loud enough to make me shiver. Normally, I would just hide in the house and wait until the thunder went away. But on that day, I wasn't afraid.
Come on. Kill me. Miyoko, Tanashi, it's right here. Just like you killed my parents, take my life too.
The heavens replied to my provocation. The heavens took aim at me, a lowly human who dared fling constant insolent insults at them. That was my wish. I opened my arms. He's God, so he wouldn't miss me. However, I guess even God makes mistakes sometimes. Although he's supposed to be fair, he had been unfair with me.
Come on, kill me. Take me to heaven. But if you fail to kill me then, try turning my destiny around.
Pitiful child. A flash from heaven. I thought I smelled something burning just before it hit. The sheer force knocked me to the ground. It was a strange experience. It was something that had just happened, but it already felt like it happened many years ago. I had no idea how long I was down for. I smelled something odd. The bad stench woke me up. When I looked, I saw that a huge tree behind me had been split open. Its leaves were smoldering. I looked up and saw sparks in the darkness. I couldn't understand what just happened. I just stood there. The thunderbolt had struck. It didn't strike me, it struck the tree behind me. I didn't get to die. He was telling me to keep walking in the woods in the cold rain. I won my bet with God. I bet my life. I bet my life against the lightning and thunder. It could have killed me instantly, but he missed, so he had to fix my life. I looked up at the sky, laughing and bragging that I was still alive. I heard thunder again. It was acknowledging its loss. Come on, God. Save me. I won the bet, so save me from this misery. I stood there. I waited for God to do something while the rain poured down on me. But he didn't answer me again. I couldn't hear the thunder anymore. Again, I felt the warm tears pour down my cheeks. What was I thinking? If there was a God in heaven, he wouldn't have let anything like this happen to me. My miserable life was proof of God's non-existence. The darkness was about to swallow me utterly. Would I have to sleep out there? God must have wanted me to die slowly in this cold rain instead of granting me an instant death by lightning. I wish the sun would go away. I wish the sun would never rise. I wish that, as the woods had grown completely dark, my existence would be hidden by that darkness. I wish that I could just disappear. Had it been an eternity, or was it a matter of seconds? I couldn't even tell time in such darkness. The little Takana right there. Yeah.
Baby.
It was then that I saw something. It was a light. I noticed it only because the woods were so dark. But was it really there? Had it been there this whole time? I felt like the light was inviting me towards it. It was a fluorescent light. I didn't normally like fluorescent lights because I always thought they looked cold. But I didn't feel coldness from that white light. I made myself believe that the light was the guide sent by God. I had to believe, otherwise I wouldn't be saved. The light reflected in a puddle. It wasn't a muddy puddle. It was a puddle on asphalt. I had made it out of the woods and was on a paved road. The light was a street light. Being on a paved road didn't really resolve anything. It was just a country road. It was a road that went through the woods, so there were no houses, no shops, and not even a single car going by. There weren't too many streetlights on the road, so it was still very dark. My feet touched the asphalt. It felt so different from the gravel I'd been walking on earlier. It felt almost merciful. My feet had grown used to walking on gravel. But after feeling the softness of the asphalt, I never wanted to go back to the former again. I could only choose between heading left or right. I was grateful to God for leading me to this asphalt road, but I wish that he had given me a little more guidance. Such a little bit of luck couldn't make up for all the unhappiness I'd gone through. And that was then I sensed his guidance. I saw another light in the distance. It was only on the right side. I headed towards it. And when I got there, I understood that what it was. I was amazed to find it there. A telephone booth. Who would actually make a call in the middle of nowhere? The telephone booth in the countryside was rather unusual. There are plenty of red public phones all over, but I'd always thought telephone booths only existed in big cities. It almost looked as though the telephone booth had been put there as punishment for doing something bad. When I thought that, I felt bad for the lonely telephone booth. It reminded me of myself. Even if I went inside the telephone booth, what could I even do in there anyway? I already knew the answer to that question, but no matter what, I just had to get in there. The door squeaked as I opened it. There was a lot of moths and other bugs flittering around the light. I usually hated bugs, but in that moment, I felt like that they were my friends, sheltering from the rain like me. There was no heater, but it was still very warm inside the booth. It sheltered me from the cold rain. Soon enough, I crumbled to the floor. The warmth in the fluorescent light embraced me gently, and it felt like it was telling me that it was okay to cry. But I had no more tears left because I cried them all when the lightning struck. Aching scratches covered my body. My calves were in pain too. Everything hurt everywhere and I didn't want to get up ever again. I wished I could fall asleep. But if I did that, staff from the orphanage might find me. The windows on the booth were so high up, so I sat down, I wouldn't be visible from the outside. But as it was the only shelter in these dark woods, the staff would be sure to check it. That was why I couldn't stay there for long. Telephone booths from back then were completely made of glass, so it was possible to hide inside one. My exhausted spirit understood that I had to move, but I just couldn't make myself. And maybe I was experiencing some kind of vision. I felt a strange calmness that I'd never experienced before. I didn't feel that I was myself. It was very strange. I thought that maybe I was killed by that lightning. I'd assumed I was still Miyoko Tanachi, but maybe I wasn't her at all. I seriously considered those things. Then I started to think that the telephone booth had something to do with it. Because God led me there. He couldn't have done so just because he was providing shelter from the rain. There had to be something else. I wondered what it was. Could there be something in the booth that could save me? But what? A telephone booth is used to make a phone call. But I didn't have any money. But then, I noticed something that looked like copper. My heart skipped a beat. The 10-yuan coin I saw wasn't there before. Did I just miss it? I didn't think so. It must have just showed up. In other words, this 10-yen coin was guidance from God. He was telling me to make a call with that coin. But who? There was no telephone book. In that case, I could only call a number I knew. Did God want me to do that then? There was only one coin. I could only call one number. And I couldn't talk for that long. I had challenged God earlier, so it was just a matter of course to think that God was challenging me in return. I had only one chance, and he wanted me to test my luck with that chance. I left the phone booth and looked up at the sky. Then I yelled in my heart, "You're on, God!" I wondered who I would call. Who I could call. Who? My house? My parents were dead and I had no relatives. Even if I called, nobody would answer. Actually, the phone bill wouldn't have been paid for a long time, so the phone line would already be disconnected. The house was my lost life itself. No, the debris of my life. Calling home would simply be an expression of regret, which ran counter to the positive attitude of one trying to change their life. So surely using the coin to call my house was wrong, which meant I had to cast this 10 yen coin towards my future. Future. My future? What future, anyway? Then I heard a huge thunderclap, which cleared my mind. In that clear state of mind, I saw something from the past. It was the last sight of my father. In his final moments on the hospital bed, though suffering from pain, he tried to tell me something very important. If by chance I am to die, turn to Dr. Takano. Dr. Hifumi Takano. Say it for me.
Hifumi Takano.
That's right. Dr. Hifumi Takano. He's my former teacher. He will help you.
Daddy! Daddy, 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 daddy!
Many doctors came into the room in a hurry. He wanted to tell me something else, but the doctors stopped him from talking so it wasn't audible. It shouldn't have been, but it was to me. I heard it. I heard it, but I didn't want him to hear him say it while suffering, so I pretended that I didn't hear. He said it while coughing. I heard it. They were numbers. I swallowed once. That's right. It was a phone number. He knew nobody would take me in because we had no relatives. He told me to get in touch with him. Dr. Hifumi Takano. He tried to tell me his phone number. What had I done? He tried so hard using his last chance to tell me the most important thing. The thunder from earlier made me remember it. The number I couldn't remember, even once, came out so smoothly. I dialed it in. This reality was it. This was the number from my father's teacher, Dr. Takano. But my hand stopped just as I tried to put the coin in. What if I hadn't remembered it correctly? No, there was no need to hesitate. I had to believe in myself. This had to be the correct number. I had to dial it before I forgot it again. I picked up the phone and put the coin in. Beep. I heard the dial tone on the other end. At that point, I decided to kill myself if it didn't work. Jesus. That's a move. I could go back into the woods and wait for another lightning bolt. I could lie down and let the rainwater drown me too. I can also fall asleep in the middle of the road and wait for a car to run me over. I made up my mind and put the coin in. I didn't hesitate any longer. I dialed the number at once. But I had to be careful. If we dial quickly, sometimes we can make mistakes. I was getting irritated, and that almost made the phone number go vague in my head. I dialed the last digit, and heard some electronic sounds on the other end. I hoped that I dialed the correct number. I didn't know what to say to Dr. Takano if I did connect. Where was I? What was I supposed to do? What was I supposed to ask him? I didn't know any of those things. Making a call isn't cheap. 1 Kenyan coin would only buy me a short time to talk. The line must have connected then. I heard a ringtone. I only had a short time once someone answered the phone. I thought for a moment that I should put the phone down. Then I could at least get my coin back. I could call back after sorting out my thoughts. But then someone answered. Hello? This is the Takano residence. I felt like I was suffocating. My memory had been correct. I couldn't tell the age of the speaker, but it was a grown man's voice. Anyone who was my father's teacher must have been quite old. Never mind that. I had to hurry and say something. Hurry, hurry.
Are you Dr. Takano? Dr. Hifumi Takano?
Hmm? Yes? Who is this? He must have been suspicious. I couldn't blame him. A stranger was asking him about his name. Of course he gets suspicious.
I'm sorry. I'm Tanashi. Miyoko Tanashi.
Tanashi-san? Yes.
My father told me to get in touch with you. His name is Takemitsu Tanashi.
Tanashi? Tanashi. Ah, Tanashi-kun. I remember him. His voice suddenly changed. Dr. Takano had remembered his old student.
I'm his daughter. He told me to call you.
Did something happen to Tanashi-kun? Ah, not good. I was going to run out of time.
My parents died in a train accident. And I was told to call you.
Tanashi-kun is dead? I see. Both of them? I'm sorry to hear that. I knew him from when I was teaching at college. He was a very hard-working young man. I think the last time I saw him was at the wedding. Obviously, he didn't know I was born. But he remembered my father. That was truly a stroke of luck. Oh, so... what did Tanashi-kun want to tell me?
Well...
I didn't know what to say. I was only told to call Dr. Takano. How could I tell him that? My time was running out. I felt more and more anxious by the minute. Phone calls are disconnected without notice. But somehow, I sensed it. I only had enough time left for one sentence. So I decided to say one sentence filled with all of my hopes.
Help me!
The phone call got disconnected. Maybe he only heard part of what I said. I could only hope he was able to sense my despair. I couldn't hear anything from the receiver anymore. But I actually talked to Dr. Takano. I confirmed that Dr. Takano existed. He existed and he remembered my father. If he grieved over his student's death, he would come visit my house. He would find out I was sent to an orphanage. Then he would come get me. That's when tears flowed down my cheeks again. I thought that my life was hopeless. I never knew that finding even a grain of hope could make me feel so happy and strong. The voice I heard on the phone was so warm and dependable. My father must have thought about me for a long time in that hospital bed, and came up with a name that he could trust his daughter with. Dr. Hifumi Takano. So I could trust Dr. Takano. I had to believe that he would find me, but it might take more than just a few days. I'd have to wait patiently. A few days? A month? More? I could only wait patiently. Either way, I couldn't stay in the telephone box. Staff would easily find me then. I went out in the rain again. But this time, the rain felt a little warmer than before. I had wished to die by lightning. But after that phone call, I was filled with hope and the will to live. I wanted to live, and that was why I felt pain all over my body. When I still wished to die, I didn't feel anything. I had to wait patiently until Dr. Takano came to pick me up. I had to get to the House of Love and Mercy. That would be the best place to wait for him. I didn't think the orphanage would tell him I escaped to the House of Love and Mercy. But the house wouldn't stop me from calling him. All I'd have to do was call him again and let him know where I was. But I didn't know where I could find the House of Love and Mercy. I couldn't see any signs anywhere, and I didn't even know the direction of the orphanage I escaped from was in. But I couldn't just stop. I had to walk. I had to find shelter. I had to find someone and ask for directions to the House of Love and Mercy. I had to keep going because I finally saw the light at the end of the tunnel. The chills and throbbing pain tormented me, but I couldn't die until I met Takano-sensei. I wished the car would come by. If it was someone who lived in the area, I could ask. But the police wouldn't do me any good. I was sure the orphanage had already called the police about our escape, and they wouldn't be forgiven. The police were sure to send me back to the orphanage. Either way, I wish that someone would show up. Otherwise, I'd have to keep walking on the asphalt in the darkness forever. How long did I walk? Still no car. Guess I couldn't help but think that maybe the world perished, leaving only me behind. The car showed up. I sensed the car coming up behind me, so I turned around. I saw the headlights approaching me. I thought for a moment. Should I stand in the middle of the street to stop the car? It was so dark. I didn't think the car would notice if I just waved at it. But if I were to stand in the middle of the street, I could get run over. Well, I thought, the car was getting closer and closer. When I made the phone call, I panicked and didn't know what to say. So with this car, I'd have to think very carefully. If I couldn't think of anything, I'd have to just let the car go. With those thoughts vaguely on my mind, I was incredibly surprised when the car slammed the brakes and the screech and came to a stop. Maybe I wasn't all there after the miraculous experience of lightning striking near me. I had lost half my mind in those dark woods, so I probably wasn't thinking very straight. Because the car had stopped after recognizing me. In other words, the driver knew who I was. And the only people in the area who'd recognize me were... Suddenly, a chill ran through my whole body. I started to dash away. I heard a voice calling out to me. I no longer had the strength to run. My feet were trembling and I couldn't make them cooperate. I realized then that I shouldn't have sat down in the telephone booth. That was why I couldn't keep running. I was suddenly grabbed from behind, the collar of my clothes almost choking me. I heard fabric being ripped. I fell in a puddle and the staff member got on top of me. This time, his finger wasn't in my mouth. All I could do was struggle. As I did so, I remembered all the scary stories Eriko and the others told me. All the torture the child who was caught had to endure. The drowned ducky punishment, the masked caterpillar punishment, and the splayed piggy punishment. The names of those eerie-sounding punishments came to my mind. I screamed and struggled with all my might, but it was too late. I was shoved in the backseat of the car. Why couldn't they just let me go? Simple. They didn't want me talking about them to anybody. The staff were yelling and screaming while chasing me, but once we were in the car, they were silent. It was like the Grim Reaper had come to get me. Whether I liked it or not, I had to come to terms with the fact that my luck had run out. But... I had called Takano-sensei, so I knew he would come get me. I didn't know when that would be, but I knew it would happen someday. So I wanted to live. I would be saved if I lived. I couldn't even imagine the kind of punishment that was waiting for me. But even so, I said to myself, I have to live. I'd already found the light at the end of the tunnel. All I had to do was endure until I reached it. The car stopped. We'd arrived at the front gate of the orphanage. The two staff members grabbed my shoulders so I wouldn't run. My shoulders were very skinny, so it hurt a lot. I was scared. Scared of what I'd have to go through. We went through the door, and I was finally sheltered from the rain. In a way, I wasn't sheltered at all, though. It was in the middle of the night, and long past time to turn all the lights off. The orphanage should have been quiet. But I heard a noise. It was a strange noise. The noise of a shower. The noise of metal objects crashing into each other. Also the staff's yelling and screaming. A chill went down my spine. Have a good look there, kitten? Ah, what could I possibly write down to fully describe this fear? A staff member knocked on the door of the strange room, and the door opened. The moment it did, an angry roar issued from inside. The sight leapt into my eyes. I couldn't completely take in this bizarre scene before me. Two staff members were hitting a mat with bamboo swords while yelling violently. It was a mat, used in, the one you use to do gymnastics. But why was it rolled up like that? The rolled up mat was tied with the string and was standing up in the corner. The staff members kept hitting it. Usually words are said to a person, but why do they keep yelling at a rolled up mat? The way they were hitting and yelling at it, it was as if they'd gone mad. But wait, I could see something sticking out from the top of the rolled up mat. It was... let me see. Whose shoes were those? All of a sudden, I froze and couldn't think anymore. One man stood in front of me. The man's pinky fingers wrapped in bandages. My eyes moved upwards from his pinky finger and met with his. The beast's eyes met mine, peering with intent to devour me. I squeezed out a voiceless scream. My voice didn't come out, so it was more like a goldfish opening and closing its mouth. The beast stuck his little finger in front of me and roared. I couldn't tell if it was a word or a meaningless shriek. but I was certain it was something abusive. I was scared. I didn't want to die. I wanted to live. I knew that Dr. Takano would show up to save me. So I had to live and submit myself to the fear.
I'm sorry. 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 I'm sorry.
The hand with the bandages grabbed my hair and dragged me along. All I could do was apologize and beg for forgiveness while hoping the beast had even a tiny bit of mercy in it. I was like a broken, apologizing doll. A mad doll that kept muttering apologies until its key wound down. I was their toy, shedding tears, coughing blood, and apologizing in place of clicking gears. I could see into the shower room while he dragged me along. The door was open and I heard wailing from inside. What I saw was very strange. There was a locker on its side in the shower. What an odd sight. A locker was taking a shower sideways. I'd never even imagined anything like it before. The locker was taking a cold shower while two staff members hit it with bamboo swords. That explained the metallic noise I heard before. The beast didn't want me to see that. He pulled my hair violently and twisted my neck so that I looked in the opposite direction. Then I realized he didn't do that to stop me from watching that shower. He did it to make me look at something else. I saw a window in a courtyard. Usually it was too dark to see anything, but the lights were on and the courtyard was very bright. Then I saw it. Inside of the hen house, I saw redacted. What is that? Redacted and redacted, redacted? What? That hair was Eriko's. Redacted? Redacted! But why was she redacted? That was far too redacted. What the fuck?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry. 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 I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I don't want to die. I know Dr. Kano is coming to save me. I know he's coming. I was taken to the staff bathroom. It's stuck of ammonia. I saw redacted, which just doesn't fit in a bathroom. Why was this in the bathroom, I thought? He's not planning to redacted me with redacted, is he? No way, no. Danashi, this is your punishment for breaking the rules, okay? Everyone must follow the rules. If you don't, you get punished. You understand?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll never do it again. I'll do everything you tell me to do. I promise, I really do. Please spare me. Please spare me from that. No. That hurts. No. What did they do?
They're not even gonna tell us, huh? Shit. They just want us to use our imagination, I guess? Fuck. Another chance. I don't think we got any tips. Nope. You not doing those noises, Index?
What noises? Oh. Sniffle.
How long have I been crying? I didn't even know how long I've been comforted like this. My grandfather's hand is on my cheek to comfort me. I'm holding his hand lovingly and pressing my cheek against it. Are you okay? Index.
Grandpa.
My grandfather put his other hand on my head. The warmth of his palms gradually calmed me down. Piles of documents were all around me. It was a mistake to sort through data while lying on a fluffy carpet. I must have fallen asleep. It had a terrible dream. If you sleep facing down, the pressure on your chest makes it easier to have nightmares. It's getting quite late. Why don't you go to sleep, Miyoko?
I'm fine. I took a nap, so I'm not sleepy anymore. I'm almost done. So, I'm going to finish up, okay?
You have school tomorrow. You should go to sleep, otherwise you'll get scolded for yawning again. I've been going to bed late recently. Because of that, I yawn a lot at school. My teacher must have written a note to my grandfather.
I'm fine. I'll go to sleep as soon as I'm done. So please, let me finish, okay? Besides, you shouldn't mind me. Go back to your study and continue with your article.
The day for him to present his findings is approaching. He's been working so hard, devoting himself to his research, but there's unfortunately a limit to what an individual can do. He needs a collaborator in order to go further with his research. He has to explain that his investigation could be the key to solving the mysteries of human behavior, and make people understand just how important his work is. But his research is about a very complicated subject, so he couldn't seek assistance from just anyone. Someone will be able to help him one day. Believing that, my grandfather earnestly continued his research. I want to help him more. But all I can do is sort through this data and tidy up his materials. I also assist him around the house so he can concentrate more on his research. He always tells me how helpful I am, but that isn't enough for me. I will study hard, get into a good college, and learn many things, so I can actually be of assistance to his research. I'm a mediocre student right now, and I don't particularly like school, but I will do it. I want to help my grandfather. If his heart were to fail and he couldn't continue his research, I wouldn't hesitate to cut open my chest and offer my heart up for him. If he needs lungs, I'll give him my lungs. If any of his organs fail, I'll give him mine. There's nothing strange about those feelings. They're perfectly normal ones. For if he had found me even a day later, I might not have been alive. Or even if I lived, he would either be without my body intact, or with my mind lost to me. In other words, I'm alive because my grandfather came to save me. If he hadn't rushed to find me, I wouldn't be here. So I won't hesitate to give up my life for him. Moreover, I'd be more than happy to do that. Even though I want to be with him forever, human lives aren't immortal. Just like how my parents died. It happens, so suddenly, without any warning. I will never heal from my parents' deaths. But now that I have my grandfather, I'm not sad. However, his existence isn't eternal either. He may disappear all of a sudden from an unexpected reason. Just like my parents. That's why I wish to be part of them. That way, no matter what happens, we will be together forever. I don't want to be alone ever again. I want to be with my grandfather forever. I want to help him forever. And ever and ever. Okay. Then be sure to go to sleep after you finish this, okay? Promise?
Yeah, I promise.
We pinky promised after that. We smiled at each other and my grandfather went back to his study. The dried up tears are making my cheeks itch. I headed to the bathroom to wash my face and brush my teeth. I looked at my face in the mirror. None of my grandfather's features are recognizable on my face. Of course they aren't. We're not related. He must have a family too, but I've never heard about them. He doesn't seem to want to talk about that subject, so I don't ever ask him about it. I don't care if he has real grandchildren or not. Even if I'm not related to him, I'm a granddaughter of Hifumi Takano. I'm not just a granddaughter either. I want to be more than that. I don't want a parent and child relationship, nor a lover's relationship. Nothing like that. I want something more certain than vines or souls. Something that not even a tragedy can destroy. I am Miyoko Takano, Hifumi Takano's granddaughter. Maybe it should be Mio instead. That's what my grandfather sometimes calls me. I want to succeed Hifumi's spirit. Since his name counts from 1 to 3, I want us to share that 3 and be the 4th in his line. Today, my name changes. I wrote that new name in the mirror. Mio Takano. What a wonderful name for the new me. Colonel, sir. Good to see you again. Takano-kun. Come on, no more Colonel stuff. No. I was worried when I heard you were ill. You sure look great now. Wahahahaha. My grandfather always told me he doesn't have any friends. He used to tell me everyone died in the war. But that's not true. He has one very close friend. This is him. He's an elderly man my grandfather calls Colonel Koizumi. I don't know exactly where they met, but every time they get together, all they talk about is the military and the war. So I guess that's where they met. Look at you, Mio-chan. How tall are you now?
I just had a physical checkup the other day. And I think I've grown 2 centimeters.
That's wonderful. Good girl. Make sure you eat well, play a lot, and grow big and healthy. I envy you, Takano-kun, for having such a cute granddaughter. Mr. Koizumi knows that my grandfather and I aren't related, but he always calls me his granddaughter. That makes me very happy, so I poured a little more black tea in his cup. After I finished serving tea, I left with a bow. I want to stay and listen to them talk. But I guess my grandfather doesn't want me to hear stories of the war, so he always makes me leave. I left before I was told to. But having to leave doesn't mean I need to go to a different room. I just headed to the other side of the huge living room instead. Although I'm not right by them, I can still sit on a sofa and listen to their conversation. And if they need something, I can come help them right away. I try to earn points that way to prove I'm useful. I sat on a sofa away from them and started reading an encyclopedia. While doing that, I listened to their conversation. That's great. The professor said they want to come over on Sunday the week after next. Really? Thank you very much, Koizumi-san. Koizumi-san. Don't mention it. This just means the report you wrote was that interesting to Takano-kun. They're showing a lot of interest. They even said it's possible that this research could receive the Nobel Prize. Oh, Nobel Prize? Haha, that sounds wonderful. My grandfather laughed. Since he laughed so cheerfully, something great must have happened. Mr. Koizumi must have shown the society the essay my grandfather was about to announce and gauged the reactions. And supposedly they found it extremely interesting. That means they recognize the value of my grandfather's research. That makes me happy too. But what worries me is that you'll get infected with the syndrome yourself. Make sure you don't end up clawing out your own throat, okay? Well, maybe I'm already infected. But Hinamizawa syndrome is harmless if you live a normal life. It was a dangerous disease back when the villagers believed in Oyashiro-sama and bound themselves with strict rules. But those have faded over time, and now people rarely show symptoms unless something major happens. After that many cases? A patient's emotional state has a lot to do with how the syndrome develops. As long as you live a normal life, there's nothing to worry about. So when one is under a lot of pressure, like during the war, the disease gets worse. That's right. Well, there's nothing to worry about. The subjective symptom of the initial stages is a paranoia akin to that in depression. Once you notice it happening, you can teach yourself to relax emotionally and physically by using my breathing method. And you should also get at least 9 hours of sleep a night over a 1-week period. That's how you prevent it from worsening. In fact, all of the Hinamizawa soldiers under my direction, not even one died mysteriously. As he talks, grandfather started demonstrating the Takano breathing method and a bizarre exercise technique. You know, I remember this. When Takano was talking to Rena in chapter 6.
Yeah.
And she started tripping the fuck out. Takano did this, like, slow down, breathe kind of thing. She thought she was doing this. Heck, I remember something, yay!
Do.
According to him, this technique relaxes the body and lets blood and lymphatic fluid flow smoothly. As a result, you relax emotionally too. But the movements involved in this technique are so weird, I had to look away because my grandfather looked so silly. That was the one thing about his research that I felt bad about. Oh. Grandfather asked me to do this exercise too. I don't want to make him sad, so I do it when instructed. I'm glad to hear that. Hideo Noguchi died in the middle of his research. So please be careful, okay? However, Noguchi Sensei's great work is still acknowledged even after his death. As a researcher, I'm sure that was his long-term goal. Grandfather tells me about Hideo Noguchi often. He was born as the son of a poor farmer, but he studied hard and became a doctor. However, he was mistreated because of his background, so he left Japan. He moved to the United States, and there he made many accomplishments as a researcher. He discovered a vaccine for the yellow fever. Grandfather's background is somewhat similar to his, so he often said that all of his researchers, out of all researchers, he admired him the most. Hideo Noguchi died in North Africa. While he discovered a vaccine for yellow fever, he heard it wasn't effective on yellow fever in North Africa. He went back there to research it, came down with the disease, and died. A researcher losing his life for his research. Sometimes that is a test of a researcher's courage. In that sense, Grandfather is very brave to visit Hinamizawa himself to gather information. He himself says he may already be infected. Although my grandfather estimates from ancient texts that the Hinamizawa syndrome was only a menace centuries ago. And now it's no different from the usual bacteria that share a symbiosis with humans. Many people become ill with the disease during the war, but that was because there was an extremely abnormal situation. In today's peaceful environment, it's almost impossible for a person to develop symptoms. He sounds very optimistic, but he never brought me with him to Hinamizawa, so maybe he isn't optimistic as optimistic as all that. However, since I live with them, there is a possibility that I'm already infected as well. But I'm not worried at all. That's because my grandfather has taught me that as long as I maintain myself physically and emotionally, I won't develop any symptoms. I know all about the horrible terminal symptoms of Hinamizawa syndrome, but I'm not overly fearful of them. Grandfather is enjoying his conversation with Mr. Koizumi. That's understandable. Mr. Koizumi told him some people showed great interest in his report. They even want to come over on Sunday, the week after next, to meet and talk to him directly. With the rapid advance of modern medicine, unexplored frontiers are steadily dwindling. Was it possible that Hinamizawa syndrome my grandfather discovered might be a new continent in the field? It'll be decided in 2 weeks. It sounds like there will be more than one person coming. And it also sounds like they're all important people in the society. They're all rich and famous, yet they aren't satisfied with just that. They all want to be involved with something that's worth an international award. There's a chance to gain assistance and sponsorship at the same time. I'll see you in 2 weeks. I'll make sure to be here. Good luck. Thank you very much. I owe you everything. Ha ha ha. It's too early to say that. Let's wait until you find some sponsors. When that time comes, let's have a toast with the treasured wine of yours. That was the last of their conversation. My grandfather kept his head bowed until Mr. Koizumi was gone. It sounded like he set up this great chance for my grandfather, so I bowed my head just like him. Did you hear that? Finally, there's a chance for me. There are people who are interested in my report.
I know, I heard. Now you'll have people to fund you and people to help you with your research.
Well, that's not set in stone yet. Ha ha ha. Although he didn't want to admit it, he had a good feeling about it. The research he had conducted all alone was finally about to gain recognition.
Sunday, the week after next.
Quite. I'll be busy. Their first impression depends on my presentation. I have to rearrange my data. No, I probably should practice explaining things in front of people. Anyway, I have to make sure I don't forget anything.
Boy, it'll be a lot of work to rearrange your data. Your handwriting is bad, so maybe you should write bigger.
Anyway, I'll be busy. The next 2 weeks will go by fast.
You're right. I'll help you too. All the formalin jars have to be dusted. Also, we'll need to strengthen our rolled up documents. Straighten up all our rolled up documents. Do you think leaving them laid out under a rug overnight will fix them?
We have plenty of things to do. Mio, could you help me?
Of course. I'll skip school for it.
No, you can't miss school. We laughed together, thrust our fists in the air, and motivated ourselves to work hard towards the week after next. Since that day, my grandfather spent more time in his study. It's not easy to create a report that you're going to show other people. Copying machines hadn't been invented back then, so everything had to be handwritten. He knows it's somewhere, but he just can't remember where he put the data he needs. As for me, I have to make sure I have enough guest cups to serve tea, so I'm counting them. Do I have enough tea leaves? Maybe I should get something to go with the tea. My grandfather knows nothing about these things. There's a whole list of chores to do. I need to clean the windows so the room will be bright. What else? The 2 weeks will pass quickly while we busy ourselves getting things done. What a wonderful 2 weeks it is. I can finally feel that I'm actually doing something to help my grandfather with his research. I hope the day of the meeting will be a memorable one for my grandfather. I hope that day will be a beautiful and clear one. Just as I wish, the day is beautiful. Evening. My grandfather, having dressed formally, paced around his study nervously. I'm also in a beautiful dress. I've only worn it once before in my piano recital. But I'm not nervous like my grandfather. His silly nervousness actually relaxes me. Are they here yet? Grandfather looked out the window. Then a black car stopped in front of the gate. Back then, a car was a luxury item. I don't think I had even one classmate whose family owned a car. So it only makes sense that men coming out of a car look respectable. Grandfather and I ran out to welcome him. Welcome! I'm Takano. Thank you for coming today.
May I take your jacket?
I greeted them and filled the role we decided ahead of time. Though my being relaxed, my grandfather's silliness ended at that point. Both my grandfather and I were stiff with anxiety as we greeted him now that the moment was here. Nice to meet you, Doctor. And hello, young lady. Are you his granddaughter?
Yes. Oh, wait.
Wait, yes. No. Mio, please say hello.
Very nice to meet you. I'm Mio Takano.
What a good girl. I'm here in place of Kozumi-sensei. Something came up and he can't make it today. He's very sorry. I see. I'm sorry to hear that. The person who set up everything isn't here. My grandfather even had his treasured wine ready, just as he promised 2 weeks ago. Everyone, let me introduce you. This is Dr. Hifumi Takano. Dr. Takano was a leading member of the Research Center for the Prevention of Epidemics in Manchuria during the war. He made many advancements in developing synthetic food and synthetic alcohol as measures against malnutrition and ration shortages. Nice to meet you. Pleased to meet you. Thank you for having me. The men are even older than my grandfather. They take off their hats one at a time to greet him. Their beards, expensive-looking canes, and glasses tell me they are very high up in the society. Grandfather bows to each of one of them. Everyone, please come into the study. Please excuse the mess. Come in, come in. Mio, serve tea for everyone.
Yes.
I wasn't nervous at all earlier, but now I think I'm the most nervous one. I'm not the one making the presentation, and I'm not the one being evaluated, so it's ridiculous that I'm feeling so nervous. I don't know if I should use that as my excuse, but I was so nervous that I knocked over the thermos I had filled to the brim with hot water, and ruined the black tea I'd chosen specifically for this day. I apologized to my grandfather and started to boil water again. I just need enough for the guests. By the time I had cups of tea and cookies ready, grandfather's presentation was at its key part. It pierces the blood or lymph vessels and spreads to the spinal cord. From there, it travels across the cerebrospinal fluid to the brain. I've confirmed many cases of encephalitis after autopsies. Eosinophilic meningoencephalitis is known to be caused by roundworm, and predict its behavior to be extremely similar. Grandfather said, walking between samples and formalin jars and pointing to several as he gave his explanation. There are over 100 formalin jars in here with parts of brains in them. They were all very dusty, so I spent a few days cleaning them. I am rather proud to see the sparkling jars all lined up like this. However, roundworms induce an extremely wide range of symptoms. A headache, narcosis, derangement, none of those are characteristic symptoms of roundworms. On the other hand, symptoms of Higurashi syndrome are very specific to that disease. You're saying one of them is to claw out one's own throat, yes? Exactly. Some soldiers witnessed it just before their fellows died. Such self-mutilation was never seen before in any disease. It only occurs in Higurashi syndrome. Also, since that symptom was only seen with terminal stage patients, I believe that's a means of exodus, something we've seen before in several parasites. Parasites mature inside of an organism, reproduce, then leave the host and live for the next one. So what do you think about the fact that the cases were only seen in soldiers from Higurashi? Even though other soldiers touched their blood, which must have been full of parasitic eggs or larvae? Don't you think there was a possibility of them getting infected? I suspected things like an incubation period, but since it was limited to people from the Higurashi region, I believe something such as the unique local climate must play a role. I'll talk about that in the next part, but the ancient indigenous beliefs of Higurashi have. That can't be possible, Dr. Takano. I've never heard of parasites behaving socially. Yes, well, that is one of the revolutionary discoveries in the Higurashi syndrome. Elderly gentlemen mumbled to each other while pointing at the data. With that, I realized things aren't going too well. Uh-oh. Dr. Takano, I've been reviewing your data while listening to your gracious presentation. First of all, it is simply impossible for parasites to control human minds. Human thoughts are controlled by the brain, which is a work of art created by God. Furthermore, ideology is an extremely advanced aspect of human thought. It's an advanced capability bestowed only to humans on this planet. Yet you would say parasites intervene in that? Please, that's absurd. I agree. Ideology can also be considered a manner of thought that prioritizes the whole over the individual. In other words, that's the most important prerequisite condition for a society. There's no way parasites would be gifted with that, when their only demand is to pass on their genes. In fact, in the field of biology, there's never once been a discovery of sociality, or sociality within parasites. Sociality. Bleh. Sociality or sociality within parasites. What the fuck? But there are cases of parasites interfering with the host's behavior. You're misunderstanding one thing, Dr. Takano. The principle that drives parasites capable of controlling their hosts is always reproduction and propagation. It's only that primitive concept. Even in the example used before, a rat infected with Toxoplasma gondii, losing its aversion to cats, the altered behavior is simply a means to let their host be eaten by a better host in order to change hosts. That's just like a grasshopper infected with a horsehair worm drowning itself. Once a horsehair worm matures, it becomes aquatic. When that happens, it guides a grasshopper to water and drowns it, then enters the environment it's adapted for. Exactly. The suicidal act of clawing one's own throat corresponds to that in case of Higurashi syndrome. For example, guinea worms escape the body by having the host scratch the affected area. Indeed, the purpose of all these parasites is reproduction. For them to infest the brain, God's masterpiece. No, infecting the brain itself isn't that strange. But to say they infested and influenced human ideology is frankly delusional. In fact, it's a dangerous idea. I don't think it's that strange that Higurashi, an isolated culture, developed its own unique faith. There are actually many examples of that all over Japan. So are you saying that all of them were due to parasites? or that they were all due to cultural reasons, except the one in Hinamizawa, which was caused by parasites. How do you establish a distinction? Well, as I said, in my autopsies on the Hinamizawa soldiers who died in the war, there was sufficient evidence to believe... Excuse me, Dr. Takano. I don't think you've gathered enough case studies to call it clinical data. Furthermore, as you said, it was during the war. No, I mean, as I explained in the next part, Hinamizawa syndrome develops when one experiences suspicion, nervousness, and stress and becomes emotionally unbalanced. Fuck, let me get some water.
That would be good.
Fuck, my mouth is getting dry. Bleh. Bleh. Hydrated, okay. I think it's a unique approach to suspect some manner of commonality if there were several cases of unique and bizarre self-mutilation, such as clawing one's throat out. Yet, that's all the more reason it's unreliable. Maybe it was just a coincidence that such rare cases happened under normal circumstances like the war. I believe you witnessed the convergence of coincidences, and trapped in a Gestaltist view, deluded yourself into finding a pattern. Gestaltist? Shit, I read that wrong. To prove otherwise, you would need an enormous amount of clinical data on Hinamizawa syndrome patients. But ethically, that's impossible to prove. The natives' act of recognizing it as a curse suggests it's more within the realm of culture-bound syndromes. And you think that it's a delusional, parasitic disease? I hate to say this, but I think you admire the beliefs of Hinamizawans a little too much. And as a result, you yourself have been taken in by their culture-bound reactive syndrome. Actually, that happens quite often with people who research more unusual fields of study. We're trying to be careful ourselves. Ha 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 ha. The more they talk, the paler my grandfather's face becomes. I was just stunned, myself. We've never heard of parasites like that. That's impossible. It was just a coincidence that there isn't enough data. The talk goes on, and every time my grandfather says something, they dismiss it like that. Before he knew it, my grandfather could only hold the silence before their criticisms. Well, no revolutionary discovery is accepted at first. Maybe this research of yours is one of those things. Even if it's ridiculed at first, it may achieve recognition in later years. It happens all the time. I'm just an amateur. I'm just a private researcher. I didn't graduate from an elite college, nor do I belong to any academic clique. I don't have any connections with experts at research centers. That's why this is all I can do. Is the Hinamizawa syndrome real? Or is it just my delusion? Just like you say it all is. I'll say it is. To find out, I need your help. Of course, if this was a discovery of the century, it would create a major uproar. After all, you're suggesting that human culture and ideology is all the will of parasites, and our frontal lobe is a place for them to live. Ha ha ha! What an audacious theory. If a link between the existence of the Hinamizawa syndrome and the disease carrier's belief in Orishido-sama could be established, then it would be impossible to explain it all religions, no, all cultural divisions on Earth. What a magnificent and unique idea. Dr. Takano, instead of showing people like us your essays in secret, you should publish a book about it for general public. Grandfather looks at the ground, his fists trembling a little. But their words were far too cruel. I don't know anything about academics. I'm still a girl. I don't know exactly what they're talking about, but Grandfather worked so hard by himself until today. But to prove his research and delve further into it, he needs sponsors. Yet those sponsors are casting him away, calling his research a delusion. That's outrageous. Like asking which came first, the chicken or the egg. Besides, if his research was at the level those cheeky men want to see, he wouldn't need their help. But they're saying that they can't help him unless they see some results that are beyond the level of private research. In any field, doesn't research always start out with just a little idea? If you can prove its existence beforehand, then what's the point of researching it to begin with? If a wild idea can't be the subject of research, how did we gain any knowledge at all? But never mind that. When Mr. Koizumi came 2 weeks ago, didn't he say they were really interested in his research? What's going on? This is the complete opposite of what he said. Yes. I think this is very interesting research. The human brain still holds many secrets. Dr. Takano's idea is an extremely unique one. It seems impossible to ignore, especially from a eugenics perspective. Humans are not God's children. We're simply animals who underwent the baptism of evolution. As such, according to Darwin, there will be differences in that evolution based on environment. In other words, humans can be either superior or inferior. As a nation, we must think how we can maintain good bloodlines and how we can leave good genes behind. If we do not raise that as a national policy and research towards it, then by the next century, mankind may fall to a fatal position on the hierarchy. Dr. Takano's research has the potential of encompassing more than just parasitic diseases. If the evil, inferior humans we shouldn't let breed can actually be explained by disease instead of genetics, then it becomes possible to correct their behavior through surgery. As a result, we can leave wonderful people for our future. From the eugenic point of view, Dr. Takano's research should get started immediately. It's possible that this could be the greatest discovery since Monize's invention of the lobotomy. If causality between infectious diseases and an individual's nature could be established, this would be more than Nobel Prize worthy. Koizumi-sensei, thank you for giving us this chance. Takano-kun is a single-minded and passionate man, but he is not good at dealing with people. He's been working on his research all by himself, but now he's hit the limit of what one person can do, and he needs help. Please, everyone, listen to what Takano-kun has to say. Okay, getting shot. Ada. There you go, man. Thank you for the fish bones. Oh, you don't even need to ask, Sensei. We are the ones who should be thanking you for this opportunity. We're already willing to help him. In fact, the more urgent matter will be arranging jurisdictions within society. I would like to thank you for giving me an opportunity to be involved in such a unique research project at this age. There was a knock on the door, the sliding door opened, and the owner peeked in. Want to do this, Index?
Excuse me. There's someone asking for you. May I bring him in?
Someone? Who could it be? The owner whispered into Koizumi's ear, and his face turned pale all of a sudden. Please, let him in. No, I'll come greet him with you. As Koizumi stood up, two pairs of footsteps reached the door. Sensei! I didn't expect you to be here. Koizumi-kun, long time no see. I have something I need to tell you today. Yes. If you need to tell me something, I'm all ears. Please go ahead. The old man known as Koizumi is not someone whose status could be taken lightly. Although he had retired, he was still powerful enough to wield great influence as a fixer. So from his meek attitude, it was easy to figure out what kind of person this man must be. The old man held onto his bodyguard's shoulder as he walked. He had an expensive-looking cane in his other hand. He couldn't even walk on his own because of his old age. But his intense, commanding presence hadn't declined one bit. I'll get straight to the point. Your friend's research? You need to put a stop to that. Huh? What do you mean? Koizumi-kun. You must take his knowledge of Hinazawa syndrome to his grave. Nobody should touch it. If anyone looks into it, well, if you poke a bush, a snake will come out. A big, fat snake, too. It would pain me to just watch you get swallowed by it. That's why I'm here to give you some advice. Can your friends wait a little? So how about it? Do you want to have some drinks with me in a different room? Yes. I'll come with you straight away. Koizumi realized he was being pressured. He didn't know which direction it was coming from. Clearly some authorities weren't comfortable with the research on Hinazawa syndrome, and were trying to stop him from supporting it. Koizumi-kun, do you remember the Marco Polo Bridge incident? This is utter nonsense. We came here today expecting to hear a more objective side. Normally, we wouldn't come all the way here for something like this, but since Koizumi-sensei asked us, we didn't have a choice. This really was a waste of time, but in a way, it was a good thing we came. we were able to give you some advice. You should take up bonsai instead of wasting the rest of your life on this. Bonsai's great. I agree. It's not healthy to just stare at formalin jars in a study. But it sure is a unique subject. If you want, I'll introduce you to a chief of a publishing company. The general public loves things like this, you know. They're not even trying to hide their hostility. They're laughing at my grandfather, denouncing him and saying things to denigrate not only his research, but his personality as well. If they're simply trying to provoke him, any response would just be giving them what he wants. Provoke, yeah.
Provoke.
Shut up.
Provoke. I'm just trying to provoke you. No.
I'm provoking you. Even in this moment, grandfather tried to remain a noble researcher and a proud human being. He's no longer trembling. On the contrary, he apologized to them for taking up their time, and told them he had no intention of keeping them any longer. We'll give this article back to you. Though it'd be much easier if we could actually call it an article. One of the elderly gentlemen tossed it back to him. Grandfather couldn't catch it in time. The article he worked so hard on fell onto the floor, and the paper scattered all over the carpet. The elderly gentleman left the study without even apologizing for it. Everyone else followed suit. As they left, they just trod all over my grandfather's article. It looked like grandfather's expression didn't change, but I could see it warping. I could see the wall of research grandfather bore crunching and warping sadly. I jumped. I grabbed onto the elderly gentleman's leg. I don't hate him. If I asked if I hated him or not, the answer would be yes, but that's not the point here. What I really can't stand is his foot stepping all over my grandfather's article.
Don't step on it! Don't step on it! Grandpa worked so hard on it. Don't step on it!
I just want to move the foot that's standing on his papers. But the foot doesn't move, no matter how hard I push or pull, as if it's rooted to the floor. I felt someone grabbing me from behind. It was my grandfather. Please excuse my granddaughter. Don't worry about this. We'll clean it up.
Don't step on them! I'm telling you not to step on my grandfather's article.
My screams don't mean a thing to them. They completely ignored my screams. They continued to step on the papers and left the study. Only my grandfather and I remain in there now. My grandfather's still grabbing the back of my collar. I don't have any words left to say, only cries. My grandfather's determined not to show any emotion. He doesn't even open his mouth, so I have to cry for him. Just then, my grandfather slapped me in the face. That startled me. I'm crying for him, so why did he slap me? Then I understand. Grandfather is the one who wants to cry, but he's enduring, so I shouldn't cry either. I wiped my eyes and my runny nose. Then I silently turned my eyes to the papers on the carpet, just like my grandfather. Sorry, Mio. I don't understand why he's apologizing. I thought he was going to complain about their rudeness. If I'd worked harder, this wouldn't have happened. Until today, he helped me so much. And it was all for nothing. Sorry about that. How courageous he is. Even after that disaster, he's still concerned about me. I shook my head and put my hands on the floor. I tried to gather up the papers, but then they began to fall. My tears are overflowing again, blurring the ink on the papers. These are all handwritten by grandfather. He was so happy that finally there was someone who understood his research. He was so happy. He spent all night writing these. But they stepped on them. They might as well have stepped on my grandfather's very soul. I didn't work hard enough. If I had done more, this wouldn't have happened. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll work even harder. I won't give up because of something like this. I don't know if he's saying that to mirror himself. Don't worry. God is watching. I have to believe that I'll gain recognition. That day will come. That's why I have to keep working harder. Grandfather says that all the time. But I know the truth. God only plays with people's fate. He doesn't save anyone out of goodwill. That's why he let this happen to my grandfather, even though he's worked so hard and so humbly until today. That's why he let such a horrible thing happen to me when I was still an innocent little girl. Grandfather keeps repeating himself, but I know the truth. God exists. The existence grandfather believes in is real, but there's no mercy to be found in God. He delivers unreasonable fates and makes us call it a challenge. I can't tell my grandfather that, of course. I asked God once more, like I did on the day of the thunderstorm. Why? Why can't you give my grandfather's effort and hard work the recognition it deserves? Grandfather told me that I'll gather up the papers, so I should put away the teacups. I nodded silently and put the teacups that hadn't even been touched onto the serving cart. As I pushed it out of the study, Grandfather told me. He told me to close the door after I leave. I always close the door when I leave. He doesn't need to remind me. But that's what he wants, so without saying anything, I closed the door. Then, as I walked away from the study, I heard my grandfather sobbing. Tears filled my eyes once more. Sadness and disappointment. I almost felt angry with myself for not being able to do anything for him. Then I felt a cold breeze on my wet cheeks. The breeze was blowing in front of a cracked open window. The curtain was flapping gently in that breeze. I heard the cry of the Higurashi. As I listened to them, I calmed down gradually. If I can ease Grandfather's pain by crying, I'll cry in his place. But that won't help. He started to cry because I did. I'm being useless here. I remember that day. I remember the reason why I'm alive now. If he hadn't come and saved me, I would have spent the last days of my life lying in the corner of the bathroom as a human-shaped piece of meat. Grandfather saved me. He gave me back my rights. The right to walk, the right to stand up, the right to wear clothes, the right to eat, the right to speak, and the right to think. In other words, the right to live as a human being. Grandfather took action right after he got the phone call from me. He found my house, and he found out which orphanage I was sent to. After struggling through the sloppily filled records of the public office, then he saved me. Of course, he was working on his research then. He spent his precious research time on saving me, a perfect stranger. I vowed that if his heart failed, I'd rip my heart out and give it to him. But of course, his heart is fine. So he doesn't need a heart. He needs someone else that's equally important. There's something only I can give him in this whole world. I clenched my fists and held them so tightly that my nails left marks. I now know what I'm supposed to do with this new life as Mio Takano. I finally know. I know the reason why the new me was born. I know the purpose of Mio Takano. To fulfill a wish and weave a desired future. The strength of a string is how strong your will is. A noble and strong wish will come true. I thought I knew of my grandfather's greatness, but I actually didn't know the half of it. For me to be able to really help him, I have to reach his level. All my lessons lead back to my grandfather. There wasn't a single subject I could ignore. Right now, studying hard is what I can do for him. You want to be the teacher, Index?
Yeah. I've been a teacher for a long time, and I've never seen such a hard-working student. You've learned not only academically, but socially as well. You've made a great deal of friends. I have a goal in which I can only reach by studying hard. Also, I know how powerless an isolated genius is. Kitty cat, fluffy butt, gotta move. That's why I needed to learn to socialize.
That's not enough.
I'm not even close to where I want to be. Entering college is only a step forward. What matters is what I learn there.
I'm not even close. I'm not even close to being able to help my grandfather.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. You can go to Tokyo or Ocha no Mizu? Ocha no Mizu University, any college of your choice. Nothing will stop you. The most important thing for you is that the school you take. Oh my gosh, I can't read. Holy crap! Dying! Penguin, I'm dying!
Uh-oh.
Give me a second. The most important thing for you is that the school will teach you what you want to learn.
A big decision that inhabits a tiny soul. In my life, it's heavier than the earth. Then my decision is heavier than the earth. Do I have what I need to be able to truly understand Hinamizawa syndrome and help grandfather in his research? I don't need compromises or excuses. The heights I seek are lofty and precipitous. This isn't enough, not even close. My classmates are such idiots, acting as if they're winners in life just because they entered this school. The college is simply a place to learn what I need to know. And this self-proclaimed best school isn't worth my time, I'm not interested. I didn't expect a talented woman like you to end up at this parasite research center. I'm sure everyone wanted you, huh? I assumed you were interested in something bigger.
I want to study and research parasites.
I may or may not be here. Hey, Elise. Hey, hey!
I've worked hard to earn the right to study here. Aren't I qualified to learn?
Yes, of course. There's no reason why we would refuse someone who got the top score at the entrance exam. Welcome to Parasite Research Center. People usually aren't that interested in our field. There aren't too many researchers who study it. That's why there's still a lot of unknown elements compared to other fields. That's quite true. The study of parasites is a mysterious world. Or rather, it's an ignorant one. An ignorant world where the preconception that parasites can't possibly control humans pervades. And those ignorant people laughed at Grandfather and stepped all over his article.
There are still many unsolved mysteries of the world of parasites. I'm here to solve them. I came here to help the people who want to solve them.
A wish that's guaranteed to come true is not called a wish. That is fate, not a wish. I weave fate. Fate is an absolute power to control people in the world, not just an individual. Learning isn't enough for me. I have to be able to research with my grandfather. And so, I don't ignore the means to gain the help my grandfather couldn't get. Grandfather's research isn't complete just when it's finished being written on a desk. I needed the help of plenty of people to represent it to the world, so his great work will be praised by many. Yes, that's correct. This is an association only the top graduates of the Imperial Universities are allowed to join. Therefore, there's only 7 people per year allowed to join. It's a small group compared to a normal organization of alumni. However, its solidarity is unrivaled.
Welcome, Raiders! Come one and come all, and enjoy the show.
Yanate, welcome. How's your stream, friend? What are you up to? One of my mods shout him out, please.
Alice Madness returns.
Oh, really? T-Raid. Hey, Horrorhog, how you doing, buddy? Welcome. Oh, wow, I just finished Alice Madness
welcome,
Returns,
readers.
actually. I just finished that, like, what, 2 days ago?
You did, yeah.
Alice was not cooperating. Oh, no. You having technical difficulties?
Oh no.
Or was the game just being an asshole to you? Hey, Horrorhog, I don't know if you saw my schedule, but tomorrow and Friday I'm playing the games you bought me, man. Hey, pretty good. Just tired after the stream. Oh, really? Were you helping Kanate out? But yeah, I'm playing Bloodwatch tomorrow and Murder House on Friday. Thanks again for the games, man. Technical difficulties then, Kanate?
Oh no.
Were you co-hosting the show with Kanate? Oh, technical difficulties, okay.
Oh, hell yeah. Apparently they were really bad. Alice would stop moving and stuff. Oh no!
That's not
She's
good.
broken!
Were you
Both
playing it
mentally
on,
and physically.
Were you playing it on Steam or Origin? I was playing the complete edition on Origin.
I was gonna say, I think you can buy it on Steam, but you have to play through Origin for it to work properly.
Oh, really? That's freaking
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Because that's how Uno is. I bought Uno on Steam, but if you don't open up Origin and do it through Origin, it doesn't play properly.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's kind of dumb.
Choose outcome. You were correct. Kitten shop.
But yeah, thanks for the raid, buddy. Yeah, we're just going through a lot of what's the word? Fucking exposition right now, and where we're at. I've got to pee really bad, actually. I'll be right back. All that fucking water.
I should have said time the bathroom break for Penguin.
I'll be right back. Index, please entertain, I guess.
But I have to pee too. Okay, fine. I'll entertain. You get back. I'll leave. It was so buggy to the point enemies disappearing. Oof, oof, oof. It was like a. I have a friend that plays like this Starship game. Was it? Can't remember the name of it, but like one of the main bugs was that like the floor just randomly disappears. The floor is lava. That sucks. I'm sorry that happened. We're gonna make a prediction. Gonna make a new prediction. 2 minutes. Go for... There we go. Start prediction. F index. Was it Starbound? No. Star Citizen. It's Star Citizen. Because there's a bug in multiplayer where that can happen in certain situations. No, this just happened all the time. Like, I'd walk into an elevator and the floor would be gone. Star Citizen. So the floor is lava. The floor is lava. Also, you can predict how long Penguin's gonna be gone. I've put 2 minutes and 7 minutes down.
I'm back.
Oh!
So you can
Does
go...
that mean the 2 minute gang wins?
Uh-oh. Fuck is making predictions about me peeing now? Come on.
I actually made predictions earlier, so.
Oh yeah, Horror Hog Kanate. This is my new model, by the way. I don't think you've seen it yet.
I made a prediction of how long it would take you to look and see if there was actually a prediction going, and you never noticed.
It looks good. Thank you, thank you. My artist did a really good job on it. I'm pretty happy with it, to be honest. But yeah, you can go pee, Index.
I'm gonna go pee.
Go pee. Go pee. I love Spank with pee. It's fucking funny. I was looking when you first showed it. Oh, okay. Yeah, pretty nice, huh? I'm pretty happy with it. I get to finally being a fucking waifu. It's great. Eventually, I'll get a human form for my penguin human male form done. But that'll be at a later time, when I'm not drowning in debt. But yeah, thank you. Glad you guys like it. The audience seems to be very happy with it, yeah. I love the crown. Yeah. My artist just actually, my artist just made it more shiny, actually. Didn't edit for me. So it should look shinier. Yay! Very uplifting PBG. It's like you're filled with determination to pee. That's what this BGM is, huh? But yeah, it's been a lot of exposition in the stream so far, so it hasn't been too exciting. But we're getting inside the head of the mastermind of this whole series. So, you know, it's gotta be done. I get 10 points? Oh, Elise. Oh, Elise. Always making bets how long I'm gonna fucking pee. Hey, I didn't have to take a shit this whole stream, so I get points for that. June can't complain this time. Nope. So you're playing it on Steam? Is Steam like fucking 16K on the fucking... We're already halfway to the fucking community goal. Dang. Yet. Huh. Not yet. I don't feel poop coming on, to be honest. I don't feel it coming. I think I'm gonna make it the whole stream without. Yeah, so shit like that. 2 minutes. That was a fucking... Oh, man. So we're like, what? 2 days into the community goal. We're already halfway. You guys never cease to surprise me. Who knew? Naked art really does motivate people.
Naked art.
Naked art.
Just so you know, my door is actually open just in case you hear weird noises.
Because
my cat, I don't know where my cat went.
Okay.
Which means he's not in my room, but no one else is in the house right now, so it should be fine. But I don't know where my cat is.
Usually, he's always fucking bugging you, isn't he?
I know. I'm so concerned.
Well, hopefully he'll come back. I'm sure he'll come back and get in your fucking way again. But yeah.
He will.
So let's see. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties with Alice. I bought the complete edition off of Humble Bundle and redeemed it on Origin because they don't actually sell it on Origin. You have to, like, trick them. So that's how I played it. It was pretty stable. It's a little wonky sometimes, but I'm sorry. Maybe playing it through Origin would be any better? I don't know. But yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that. It's a good game if you can get it working. Anyway, did you read this index?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Thank you for inviting me to such a gathering. I'm honored. I would like to take the lowest seat.
Oh no, we can't let someone with such accomplishments and experience sit in the lowest seat. I'm sure everyone will welcome you. The cabinet minister and several important government officials, company presidents, and company advisors will be here. They'll all need you, and they'll provide the help you need.
Izumi Sensei belongs to this association, right? He was my grandfather's best friend. What a coincidence.
I see. I'm sure Koizumi-sensei will be glad to find out that you'll be joining. A big hairy asshole just stepped on 83 of my Pikmin sent help.
Oh no!
Blow him up. I don't know how Pikmin works, but blow that fucker up is what I'd say.
Oh no!
An isolated genius is a useless one. People live in a society. Society is made up of connections between people. Nobody can ignore that. I do my best as an individual. But to gain the power that can't be achieved as a mere individual, I have to rely on my connections in society. It's all for one purpose. My only wish is Mio Takano. Yes. I can't spare any effort.
My certain conviction will forge a certain future. Nobody can interfere. Nobody can stop me. I won't allow the die to roll on a 1. I won't admit that diligent efforts can be erased by a mere terrain accident. I'm going to make all the dice roll 6s. I won't entrust the die to God. I won't give in to luck. The only people who pray to God are people who don't want to work hard. I don't trust God. I'm going to create results myself. My strong will is going to create a certain future that God can't possibly prevent. This is a different way to become a god than the one my grandfather taught me. This is a way to become a god while still alive. When I realize it, I'll become truly free. Free from the sadness of losing my parents and my miserable life after that. Free from my grandfather's tears when his articles was stepped on. That's right, I'll be above God. I'll be an existent that God.
God's
God's caprices can't even touch. I'll make people recognize grandfather's research. That's the future I wish for. The future I promised will come true. People will fight over grandfather's article. People will respectfully read the same article that was once ridiculed and stepped on. Even if grandfather dies before that day comes, I won't cry over something like that. Because he already taught me. Even after being buried, no one can be resurrected. I'm going to complete his great work, and the whole world will praise him. Grandfather will resurrect and become a god. He will be eternal. And that's the everlasting bond. A bond not even a train accident can break. A bond not even a die that rolls a 1 can disturb. Since the day of the train accident, my die has kept rolling 1s over and over. But I didn't give in. I kept working hard until today. I'll rise above the die. Oh, dice. I should say dice. I'll rise above the dice because it makes no sense the other way. I decide what to roll on. I decide my own fate. She is the DM.
Look at all the thirsty slugs in chat, Panko. You have those big old assets everyone you loves now. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Koenig. Oh, Koenig. You lovable bastard, you. How are you doing tonight, man?
I'll do that with my unshakable willpower.
You can't doubt the power of boobas, can you?
There's so much power in Booba.
Was she meditating in Mazawa? Oh.
When does the clinic open?
I'm old.
Is there going to be air conditioning? I am old. I heard it opens next month. I hope there'll be a young doctor there.
A hung doctor there?
Young doctor. I guess they could say hung too.
Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness gracious. I heard some old ladies talking amongst themselves when I was going up the stairs to the shrine. I'm okay. Finished my sub alert for the stream on stream. Fuck that. Pieces of pixel art was big. Well, keep at it, man. The pixel art you make is fucking bomb, dude. Keep it up. Are you doing commissions yet? The EDA clinic is already completed and it's waiting and ready for the opening day. Oh, Koenig, you can post your art, your pixel art in my fucking artist alley if you want. In my Discord. You're more than welcome to post them there, dude. Would that old lady be a cougar or a bobcat? The fuck is a bobcat? Is that like an even older cougar? Is that like a grandma cougar or some shit?
I have no idea.
God. The E-Day clinic is already completed, and it's waiting and ready for opening day. The state-of-art equipment has been delivered, and the research is waiting to begin as well. E-Day 2 is standing by in top form, and he's almost as passionate as I am about Hinamizawa syndrome. The Mountain Dogs, a counterintelligence unit to support and protect our research, are already stationed at a dummy company somewhere near Okonomiya. They are getting in touch with various public institutions. Everything is going well. The only thing to worry about would be the rumors about the Hinamizawa Dam construction plans. There's a rumor that the Ministry of Construction is pushing through a dam project that will submerge all of Hinamizawa, but they're under pressure from several groups. None of my contacts have much influence in the Ministry of Construction, so things aren't going well. Even if applying pressure doesn't work, there are other measures, so either way, it'll come to a deadlock, like fucking kidnapping children. I'm not being... What?
Yeah.
I'm not being optimistic. I just know that's how it'll end. I will conduct research here in Hinamizawa. I'm going to accomplish that with my absolute will. That's why, even if God rolls a 1 on the die and says that he's going to submerge Hinamizawa, I will not be afraid. I'm halfway done with the com site so people can apply for my work. I finally figured out how to use site editor with Wix shit support confusing. Huh. Well, good luck with the website, man. I don't know shit about setting those up, so... Godspeed. I won't entrust my die to God. I'm the one who's going to pick up the die, and I'm going to roll a 6. Everybody plays fucking D&D or some shit, and they're rolling die. I didn't come to this shrine to declare war on the god of this place. I came because I know that you can get a great view from up here. Just gotta fake it till I make it. Alright, dude. Good luck with that. Keep at it, though. That shit looks fucking bomb. Damn good artwork. Fucking pixel art, dude. I walked by the shrine and headed to the spot I found last time I visited. It's the perfect spot for overlooking the entire village. The strong wind reminds me that I'm only at the starting line, and that there will be a headwind before I reach my goal. This fucking music is so relaxing, I swear. Am I right, Index?
It is.
Shit. It's like the feeling of when, like, you study super hard and you get an A on the test, and you're just glad that it's fucking over, and you don't have to stress over it anymore. It's that kind of feeling. You might like the one I'm working on now. I'm gonna have you in it. What? What is it gonna be?
Huh?
You're gonna have the penguin in it?
Wait, what?
What? What you talking about, Koenig? If you're using my likeness, I hope it's not in a negative way. I looked over the village without faltering in the wind. Grandfather approached the syndrome from a medical point of view, but he also approached it from a folkloric one as well. The strange belief system in this village is proof that the existence of the Hinamazawa syndrome was already known of even in ancient times. So it'll be extremely useful to research their history too. My grandfather hadn't been doing research for hundreds of years, of course. But this place had been here for hundreds of years, and they've been living with Hinamazawa syndrome for that long. Therefore, the beliefs created in this place and the legend itself can be considered the foremost researchers. It's simply stupid to just call them old folktales or nonsense. Going home now, we go back to lurking. Have a good drive home, kitten. Be safe.
Yay! Drive home. Be safe.
I've been researching them slowly, but they are indeed very interesting. No wonder grandfather was intrigued by them. Yeah, the penguin, I'm gonna have my OC holding you and throwing you in the air lovingly, and at the very end my OC throws you in the air hard. What?
Did you hit your head?
What the heck? Drive
it's funny.
safe or I poop on you, Canton. You make me proud, Elise.
Alright. Penguin, guess what I'm gonna do?
Take a shit?
Put on socks.
How could you? Was it fucking cold or what?
Yeah, it's freezing.
Oh, damn. Hinamazawa syndrome has many fascinating sides to it. It's just like a kaleidoscope, showing infinite light with ever a slight change in angle. It's so much fun to trace grandfather's research. Finding the same results as my grandfather reminds me that I'm indeed following in his footsteps, which makes me very happy. The shrine is dedicated to Orishiro-sama, the guardian deity of the village. But this god the villagers worship is simply a delusion that was created by the parasites. When I solve their secret and announce it to the world, the god of this place will be no more. That's the moment I'll take revenge on the one who put me through misery and tested my fate. That's it, isn't it? This isn't just about making my grandfather's dreams come true. It's also about getting revenge for my miserable life. Ooh, I felt that feel. I felt that feel hard, man.
I feel it too.
I went back to the front of the shrine. There's an offertory box there, and I'm tempted to throw in some coins. But you normally offer coins to ask for mercy. I don't entrust my fate to God, so I don't need to give an offering. I'm going to unmask him. But until then, Orishiro-sama is a god. Okay, in that case, I'll show respect for now. Hee hee hee. As a declaration of war, I pulled out a 10-yen coin from my wallet. The 10-yen coin I found in the telephone booth changed my life. If it hadn't been there, my life would have ended then.
I'm grateful at least for the 10-yen coin.
I'm not grateful to the god of this shrine, though.
But I haven't forgiven you yet.
I never expected anything from you, and I'm here because of my own hard work.
It's like, yeah, fuck God.
First flying penguin. Even if you keep playing tricks of fate, or keep rolling a 1 on the die.
I like the idea of the flying penguin. I've always liked that. Funny, I actually took hand-drawn animation in college, a course, and I drew that for my final with the penguin trying to fly. It's pretty funny. If I can find it, I'd love to share it. If I can find it, I'd love to share it. It's pretty great. It's about a fucking penguin. He has like... He makes like wooden wings that he attaches to his back. And the animation has him like jumping on a sled, going down a slope. And then the slope like peaks up. And he fucking flies off that shit. And he's like, yeah! And
I like learning that you did hand-drawn animation. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I did some. I did it was like the first basic course, so we did like the walk cycle, we did a ball bouncing, we did a pendulum swinging, and then we had the final, which was my penguin flying into the sky. And actually, I made it kind of like a Looney Tunes cartoon too. It was great. I'll show you when I start. Okay, bud, show me. I bet you'd like to learn to fly then. Yeah, I would. Who says I can't though, Billy?
Yeah, we just put him in a Gundam. He'll be fine.
That's how penguins fly. Hand-drawn animation takes a lot of time and effort. It does. It does. It was a lot of frames I had to draw for that. And we had the desks with the light desks, and we had the paper with the pegs that held them in place. And we would layer each piece of paper on top of each other to make the motion of the next drawing. So we move it a little bit in the next drawing and a little bit more in the next. It was fun times. It was actually fun. I had a lot of fun in that course, even though it was a lot of work. It was funny because the walk cycle, I guess I was kind of lagging a bit on it because I had a bunch of other shit to do. And then my professor was like the last day to finish it, she was like, "You're not gonna be able to finish this tonight." And she was like trying to like put me down, and I was like, you know what? And I finished it that night, and I got a fucking A+ on it. I was like, "Fuck you, teacher! I know what I can do."
I know how much I can procrastinate.
No, like the Flash game Learn to Fly. There's a Flash game for that? Hi, King Queen, how are you? We're doing well, Lily. Good to see you. We're just here chilling. We're doing some reading
Hello.
about how this psychopath came to be. Lol, you show them. Yeah, I fucking beat that teacher's expectations. Like, to be fair, she was a very experienced animator. She had worked with Disney. She worked on Fern Gully. If you guys ever saw that film.
Yeah, I did.
And she worked on Hexus, actually, the animation for the ooze monster that he was. It was actually a pain in the ass to animate that, from what she said. But yeah, she was a respectable teacher, but I fucking blew her expectations. It was great. Best Ice King
Love
story. I was a Viking today. Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of that. Your poor laptop, though, Lily. Your poor laptop. We gotta get Lily a new computer. Go fund
You have
me.
to
Let's
get
start
you a
that
new
shit.
computer.
Me too, but Lily also needs one. We'll get a GoFundMe for new PCs. Do it. Fuck it.
The PC GoFundMe.
Yeah. PC fund me. Did you read this already? I think.
Yes.
Okay.
That won't bother me. With my certain will, I'm going to get what I want.
That's a really well animated movie, but Ferngully is not a very good movie. Oh, really? I liked it. I mean, it's better when you're a kid than when you're an adult, I'll say that.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. I think watching it as an adult isn't as fun. Ice King and Lily's GoFundMe. Yeah, we do a joint GoFundMe. Buy us new PCs.
Help is poor.
You read this or no? Fuck,
Yes, I did. I did read it.
Okay,
You
thank
just weren't paying attention to me.
I'm sorry, Index. I was getting distracted.
I'm so lonely.
Oh, don't be like that. You know you're not.
I know that.
My grandfather will be praised and become a god because of the research I'll do in his place. I will defeat the god of this village and come in existence above even gods. She sounds like fucking Light from Death Note right now.
Right? She totally has the god complex.
Yeah, like, fuck.
Since when did I care about God, huh? Maybe because my grandfather often talked about him.
Here, this is the 10 yen coin you gave me before. My debt's paid off now. You just keep clinging to your throne and tormenting people with your trials. Well, I fight my battles and knock you down from there. Jesus. Like, fuck God. It's funny, a lot of Don Bluth movies have not so great stories, but the animation's so good, he's actually my favorite animator. Yeah. Don Bluth, his animations have like the hottest women, I swear. Like the girl from was it Dragon's Lair?
Yeah.
That girl's so fucking gorgeous. Oh my god. Anyway, while I fight my battles and knock you down from there. And so, I chuckled the 10 yen coin. I chucked the 10 yen coin I once borrowed from God into the offertory box.
Eh?
For a moment, I couldn't understand what happened. The 10 yen coin was supposed to fall in the offering box. But, how can I explain this? That's not what happened. I aimed correctly, for certain. Who could miss an offertory box anyway? That's not it. Because the 10 yen coin stopped in midair as if it got stuck in a spider web. Then it bounced back to me and fell by my feet. It was as though the offertory box would refuse the coin. Of course, an offertory box is to respect God. But what I did was challenge him. That means this is... I jumped. Because I thought I was the only one here. Anyone would jump when finding there's someone else standing there unexpectedly. How long has she been there? It's like she came out from the shrine. A mysterious girl is standing on the other side of the offertory box. She's wearing a shrine maiden uniform, so she must be one of the caretakers here? That's what I thought too. Well, I love that where you go. Say what now? What are you talking about, Cody? That's what I thought too. But there's something else about her. She's not just one of the shrine caretakers. She is the shrine itself. Horny girl, my beloved. Yeah, she's pretty great. Because the girl is staring into my eyes. No, she's glaring. I smiled back fearlessly. I think she heard my words to challenge to God. She's wearing that expression on her face because of that. The words came out naturally.
You are the god of this place, aren't you?
The girl didn't nod, but I took that as a yes. What a contradictory feeling. I'm rejecting the god of this land, denying its very existence. Yet I don't doubt that this girl is the god. The girl opened her mouth to speak.
A strong will reinforces faith.
That's right.
That's what I say to myself often. I've never said that to anyone or quoted it from anything. So under normal circumstances, I should be surprised to hear this girl say that. But this girl isn't human, so I'm not surprised. I replied to her.
God throws the die of fate and has fun with people, depending on what he gets. But people have willpower. The stronger the willpower, the less chance of being bound by the result of the fate.
Of the die.
The die. I don't like that it's this die. You see, people can gain power that's strong enough to fight faith by working to their limits.
Yes, I understand that very well. An unshakable conviction defeats the die of fate.
That's right. That is mankind's revenge against the gods who toy with them by the dice roll. The hymn of those who slew the gods, interference, and forged their own destiny. Know my divinity, and that I earned this day through effort after enduring all misfortune.
She's horny. Yes, she is. Very much so. Spiteful laughter flowed out of my mouth. But the girl's face displayed a strong will of her own. Her expression didn't even change a bit.
I understand very well. No matter how many times we repeat, our fate doesn't change. That was all because of your strong willpower.
That's right. A strong will reinforces fate. That fate, so empowered, isn't bothered by the result of the die. That means it's a certain future.
You, the human, want of truth before us gods, who have been living for hundreds of years. I admit it. Your existence is close to that of a god.
I'm honored.
The girl glared at me with her eyes half shut. No, it was more like she was proclaiming something to me while displaying her own strong willpower.
I won't be defeated this time. We always thought we couldn't win against you. That was why we suffered.
I surrendered.
Surrendered. That was why we surrendered. I abandoned hope and crawled around in the wheel of life. But then I learned. The power of belief can cause a miracle that forges your destiny.
Are you saying you'll cause a miracle using your strong will that will defeat the destiny woven by mine? That's logical enough.
Because that's the law of this world. A strong will can make a desired future possible.
We won't be defeated by your will.
That's fine. So you insist on being an old god. Try it and see if your willpower can defeat mine. God tests people, yet people aren't allowed to test God. So I'm going to test you here. See if your willpower can defeat mine. Come on, go ahead. Try it.
That's clearly a declaration of war from me to God. Oh shit. This is the beginning of my revenge towards God, who put me through so much misery. And this girl, this god, is accepting my challenge directly.
I'm not as powerful as you are. I can't do as many things as you can. Even if my willpower is as strong as yours, you're still more powerful than I am.
That's right. I've gained an overwhelming power. You have absolutely no idea what I had to go through to gain it. You can't even touch me.
I know. I know how powerful you are. Compared to yours, the power of my friends and I command is insignificant. But I can choose not to give up. I won't admit my loss. I won't give up until the day when your die rolls 1 and my die rolls 6. I'll prove the strength of my willpower by not surrendering to you for eternity. Stacking up stones on the riverbed will allow us to cross the river and appear before you as an equal. And that's when this long battle of fate will come to an end.
Fine. Come on then. We'll see who has the stronger will. Whoever has the stronger conviction will create the future. The future, decided by the stronger conviction, will come to pass. I will hold my ground. In my future, my grandfather's great work is praised, and he becomes a god. And I take revenge on a god. On God for testing me by making me go through such a misery.
Hee. Stupid little god. I'll show you.
I'll drag you down from your pedestal.
Why's she so mad?
Sorry.
Oh god.
Bring it on!
You going cray-cray already?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Getting heckin' angry.
Getting heckin' angry.
Heckin' angry.
Super angry.
Chapter 8. Matsuribayashi. Let's see.
Matsuribayashi.
It would be so easy to edit the script and just add a wide every mention of the word will. Willie? Is that just the fucking prologue for this whole chapter? Alright. We're gonna stop here, actually.
I was gonna say, if the prologue's that long, I'm kind of worried about the rest.
Yeah. Ren says it's a long fucking arc. But no tips so far. Fuck.
No tips.
No tips. Just a tip. Not even a tip. Alright, everybody. Thank you all for coming to hang out. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming to hang out with us. 16k to the fucking goal already. Shit.
So, it's so far yet, it's so close.
Yep. We was just chatting for a little bit. Needy Penguinini Index. Thank you, Elise, for hanging out. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Koenig. Thank you, Lily. Thank you for the raid again, Kanate. Appreciate it. Let's see.
Oof.
Now I gotta find somebody to raid real quick.
Gotta find a raid. We gotta find someone to raid.
The next 2 streams will be spooky games, but they're kind of short. They're like an hour to maybe 3 hours long. So they'll be kind of short. They're going to be at 7 p.m. for the next 2 days, so mind the time. Mind the time change. I also need to get used to saying PST instead of PDT. God damn it. It's specific standard time now, not daylight savings time anymore.
I just always say standard time. I don't care.
Yeah. I should probably fucking stop.
I wish I was Arizona. It's all standard time.
Really? They don't do daylight savings?
They
There's
don't
some
do
states that
daylight
don't, huh?
savings. Yeah, they don't do daylight savings.
I always say PST. I should probably do that. I think most people do. They don't fucking bother saying PDT. I just wanted to be specific so people don't get the time wrong. But I don't think anybody ever gets the time wrong if you say PST instead of PDT, don't they?
No.
I didn't even notice it was PDT. Yeah.
Most people don't even know it's daylight savings because our phones just auto change.
Yeah. The fucking time in my car doesn't, and I keep forgetting to change it an hour back. So I think I'm late for work every morning. I'm like, fuck! And I'm like, oh wait, never mind. Never mind, I'm okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. It's all okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, one of the predictions we did made me laugh.
Oh really? What was the peeing one?
No, the one before that was Will Penguin notice that there was a prediction?
God damn it.
And you never did.
I was busy reading, okay? God. I was engrossed in the words. The only reason I know when daylight savings time happens is because my stove and microwave clocks will be an hour off. Yeah, I hate that. I fucking hate it.
Well, unless you have like a smarter stove. Some of them do it.
Are there smart stoves now?
Yeah, some of them do that.
Like smart watches and shit?
Expensive ones will do it.
Why the fuck? Is everything a smart appliance now? Everything's got brains? We're all
Everything's smart.
But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out.
Getting more lotion.
Tomorrow will be at 7 p.m. So, you know, might be a
An
little
hour
weird.
late.
Yeah, I don't think that'll be that big of a deal. They're gonna be short games, so I figured whatever, I'd start a little later. But yeah, How about we raid Junie the Dryad? She is playing Phasmophobia, and she's a... What is she? Dryad. She's a Dryad, she's spooky as fuck, and I really love her model, and I think you guys will like her. So yeah, we're gonna go say hi. Don't want my stove having access to my browser history. Yeah, she has a really cool model, she's really spooky, she's really cool. Yeah, let's go say hi. She's playing Phasmophobia, she's getting spooky. I just followed her earlier. Oh, really? Shit. What do you know? Small world, huh? But yeah, let me get a heckin' raid message. Heckin' raid message.
I already got the raid message.
Okay, good
I'm
job.
fast.
Give us your fish.
I'm fast, Penguin. I'm fast. Yes.
Give us your fish and our trees. We don't want her trees. We don't want her fucking body. Or whatever the fuck.
I know I can treat you better.
Alright, let's see. Let's raid Junie the... Make sure I'm spelling this right. Alright guys, thanks again for hanging out. You'll have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow on Friday. And don't forget to brush your teeth like Judy says. Don't do it. Don't forget.
I will.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Good night.